Awie bejafo abenti enche be hyase edi nkomo nansa na no ma me fa yakọ. Emma wisdom ku feed them ogie abusua nyina enra ene yede ne tumpamu ewo mile 7 ene abusua be ya mamre na oma kope ne korabre na oma tenase nso anu mu ne sikasa. Enti anopai wisdom abusua ewo mile 7 emma mu nyina hyeden papa enra yi nyina enra na dwuminya kwan ekotena ho kakra boy mene minuanom yi nyina yekokoboai ena yebeto aso sanso ena Agya Kwabena Jeche aka abe ena nso yedi abe na wotweda ewo enkran heya no new achimota abe minua keto anti ena de park day pa ayo ene the production team so nyina beba na won bebeje abusuafo na ayefefefe but ma me fasa ho kwan so na opani ba ko a owura kwaku entwibo esiako kwaku entwi na asa abre no ayefo no ne mejo che no ne obode frɛ no owo do that for club 600 ai ono so okwaya ya enti jinsi amoafo nyina mamu nyina hyeden na mema Prempeki Feed Club for hyeden abusua mo CPC kumase mamu nyina hyeden na almighty concern for nso ba ho hyeden enti ukwada bai na obedi na wotweda ewo ohwimase hilltop ben Dr. Honorable Esiama fi hope enti ura kwakwantwa abusua na afeje nsamuafo nyina ne kumase a wo mo enim no club 600 fo nyina mamu nyina hyeden papa nse ebre no so a nyina beboa na edi eja opanyi kwanse se okumase no eja wo mo na ehwe nipa kakra ti but mamema obi happy birthday bi wana o immigration pani pa Madam Evelyn Lochu. Madam Evelyn Lochu, who is Deputy Controller General in charge of Finance and Administration. Anopay Yawoda. It's Madam Evelyn Lochu. Ya mountain community kwapa, contentina hoden, and anopay, ebisa edi amount. Surinyansa, na mebisa edi amount na anopay we, efiri wauba, Eric Dudu, 2IC, procurement. Ene abusuafo ni nyina ACI edu boafoa eka ho bi na me anso meka ho bi nti Madam Evelyn Lochu we are Deputy Controller General in charge of Finance and Administration Ghana Immigration Service. Good morning and happy birthday to you. May you show what me suru kra may your fine show fine show pa and I went so Mr. Moses Anamwa Mensa Metro Mass Company Limited Kumase ho na we adwuma we senior traffic officer on say na woda na nanto say ma ontiri nkwa na nanto so ma ontiri nkwa pa na kwa woda ide ma ontiri nkwa nti Mr. Moses Owura Moses Esiama sorry Anamwa Mensa wo Metro Mass Kumase senior traffic officer anopay also mema wo ontiri nkwa emu etiri nkwa pa ewie anope be hyase di nkomo na ene komodi se me di kan garam se hu asem eno be major issue e be kan ho asem ne pa asanse ye nkwa ho asem ena ye kanti no se ye kan na se ye kan se di se kan no na de woman kasa no ese etumi hu se de be ye boa yen a obeboa yen na yetumi edi hu nkomo yi na ye hu how serious the issue is. It's as a Ghana Standard Authority for adding Sembia Babontin, FDA for also the Sembia Babontin. Then you say, near ye no, do one heavy metals a womb. And see, heavy over there who heavy metal. Wow, Mr. Me payment can I no pay. I be therefore becoming so if you have been common. Me being come super. Prince of Susifa nkane nana ono na oye CEO Enema Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication can give it or ha Mini akwaba.
Yeah.
Uzo pemenkani.
I meet me.
Opemenkani. Kunto mi say fine pa. Odi bi ache mum. Ene me brami fie me bo menkani apisa mo wadi. Ene brobe ampa. And Mbesan so ewo Dr. Entwebu Esiako Amoa. Or Director of Climate Vulnerability and Adaptation ewo Environmental Protection Agency EPA. Ye kan betwe ho hye nyina ye nsanse yensu kwaye ne niama bibia EPA ho eno ye adwuma na se fa ne se sa environment ne uniama hodro no ekwote bia bu a amamu ye mobomu a aha why vulnerable na se ye bibia enye wasai ye se no wono no hwe so enti ene ebedi nkomo pa sanse ye ka galamsey any effect enye onipadua mu a ene ye environment ne so a waye ho adwuma so many years ni Dr. Kwaba
ya media
no bia boko de
esi adom
de was das pan so ene wo mre adoma na bia enti ye hwe kwan se bedwafo akan so ebe kan yensa ye hwe bobok man kwan na Dr. Pedus ye hwe ne kwan mu inu ba na fia to yen komotwetwe so na yen hyase na yen hwe doc Benu so you be a what the galamsey any impact between you and Pedriano so for very long time in here. Be 14 years, 15 years in here. Ebra o chance yes wo do wadwene eko galamsey so eno na etisen. Fi sa bre na bedu nne abesisen na ye ko ne sen.
Agya medasi na nyame shira se atonsa frɛ se yenso yame Ghana for emedi nkomo. You can what title Kaseba Kwan.
Mafanka iye we. Nana ye Randy.
As a Kokofuma will
be Randy, you are one. Nana Dr. Entry Esiako Amoa.
You mean if I any Kokofu traditional council.
If I any. Hey. Yeah.
As I said,
Nana de hu hia pa.
Chair Grandma ni Kokofuma nyina.
Hey, I see.
Good. Chair was your phone at the 4 motion.
Omojo so.
Nkomo we ni die no edin enso se se edi esan se o mine na ye chichire na galamsey anase rofu no mo se gather them and sell obobo anu nkakra no akoton eye dwumadi a de minim ne se ye man mo de ache it's over 100 years na ekwan ana titifo no fa so ye ene ekwan ye fa so ye no na asesa first no na the impact and as susun so ewo environment no na minimal isanse na ye the pickers ene shovel ene etu enti se ekoba se obi kura hu asase bi na opese oye hu adwuma esanse ye yusu manual technology no fabre kura ansa na nipa no watimi ase baby kakra odibe adwuma ene no sa technology no asesa ene ye yusu largely equipment bulldozers excavators ene ade enti asase anka ebia first no obi de mfie mienu na ebeye ho adwuma no ene don hwe mienu machine no betima ede aye ho adwuma so that is one the tosu mienu nipa dodo a na ewo galamsey mu first the number of people
na eye
ene nipa eye I didn't say first no na nipa eye no eno so bebre na nipa kakra bi na o share chain of command sa brena na nipa kakra bi o meka ho abom no makọ amna no mana se kwaye no mana sasase no so no ene no more or less like a cartel so there's a level of chain of commands from a bigger authority to a middle person and then to omo ye adwuma no omo ye adwuma na nkasa kra no obi so and a coordinator or more. And at the end of the day, no, dear, or no shaman, no one has in soon. I was saying, no, the chef I get to first, no, so now in terms of safety and security, now enye ehun bebre sanse it was a normal business. And na sanse ya sophisticated niema na se ya mana konimu nti ye yusu niema bebre a ebetimia edi nipa wu ntentem betimi kura agye nipa nkwa ntentem be ne atu ani sane man because ya o man mu aye hu say already places are they find ammunitions and niema edi nipa wu enti enne no first na just an environmental and then economic issue. CCR no it gone beyond environment issue. So we environmental pollution if you know there's health implications, there's a security and safety issue because it's not normal galamsey and I say yakonya correction near the aba. Enti eno ene baby yaba bedu CCR na se ya nhwe ni yie na yeto aso se ya se ne ada bia amanfo nya kwanya omuka na ebedu mebi no there will be no Ghana esan se o hwe o man ya ye wo basins bia edimu a eboa ya sitenam ye wo densu ye wo oti ye wo brem ye wo ofen ye wo volta ye wo cobra about 9 basins the na me nyina organa me hu no all these basins the river systems no were clean and intact and then all the basins ba kokre no ho no ma wetimi aka say this source intact entina e kire say nkakra no ye twitwi ho akwa no na enema mienu ena affect so ye hunsio you say water is life into the moment ensio be say no and as ensio ni ho no yenkwa asa so when we get to a point where there's no water then there's no life the tosimienu nnua because this is taking up a lot of vegetative cover so forest and other greens war omayemu eduanso eyankwa because eduana ma oxygen so from a papa ya home no enyina no every new and this is the target so we are targeting water bodies we are targeting vegetative cover so at the end of the day we are taking off the oxygen we are taking in more pollutants in terms of water so what will be our existence enti baby edro no esese oman no sorry na yehu niema from a different lens say ye chichiro oman ye di nipa na chichiro oman na say nipa na wo bo omho ban no omo be yare na say nyeso omo be yare bi ma start yare bi no ma start edidam ene ade esan nsusonso ewo dwumadi ayedie ho na ye koya na say bai dear me de besi as an introduction
you share the idea we the you TV sukra na aya na me hwe na me koma esan say me hu ne tie say basa say abeye normal obi eye bi na okwa efa so ye no so we don't care about environmental implication be your environment no so ene yapomuden hu so esan say hwe wo mo akwansa ne mai we obi be ka say o man bi so ye Ghana he ya
yes
wahu we enya brochire enya sabi o man foforo bi so Ghana he ya we Ghana he ya enti say ye tiomem na say we koso a there seems to be there's no political will and now say minim what can say a chain of command enti panipa no wo ho de hye fifi wo ho ansa de wase no e wo ho and they think you to me to galamse so sa nana
ye ni ahofama no to do that the other kind always say one assassin you obidia na nananom na yeye asase no so difo de minim ye mra mu no asase dodo na wo oman mu no eye nananom dia etosumienu ye wo omo hyemra na omo hwe semra no so be yadwuma eno nti na ye wo mpanifo from president to ministers to chief executive officers to assemblymen and women and then to even local units. And so in terms of structure, you were commander, wait me abo amaye. Na how e wo hu ni say.
Na now the mentor one wo hwe TV no so ya wo hu eye main road bi ho kwan ho pe.
Ye ka na twam.
Ka se na twam. Kwan ho pe.
Entini o ye pa je say ye hu ya.
Ye hu ya na.
Did ye kan ye hu ya na. Wo hu say say Ghana ha wo pese oye bibi na wotumi fa ho dia. Me menye politician I can speak freely. Yeah. I'm a public servant and I'm an educated person. We're enlightened. Na minim implications are yen parochial interest no. E wo ma no. Ya link way to elections. Ya link way to community mobilization. And so when o ka ehho asem a esan say obi nim say owo chita bi e o baabi enti no se wan ka ni ya obenya sunsunso no omo di se adwuma no omo akokuduro mpo chen ye ne a ye won chen even as a zero for no esan say nananom are compromising politicians are compromising businessmen are compromising enti no at the end of the day oman no ejina he at the end of the day and me sure say I happy na ye galamsey mako Zambia omo ye bi South Africa omo ye small scale mining mine bebre mu no omo ye but they do it decently esan say emra no na ye de ye adwuma enti say to me no wo agya wo ni me ni say to me no omo atumi no omo ewo omo nsem na ese so omo hwema na adwuma no. The question is where are they? And I say omo hu ni a ekọ na na eno na ese se yebisa ye nyina yo na metie opem so Sanjira na o kan say program bi o kan say oye na say otia na say odi wasase ama say into galamsey a si utrase na mo waningu esan say ye dwene ka ye bedemu ye dwene fie bi ebisi ni ne ye dwene eniema ebema ya look nice today but ye minimum say environment the foundation of everything because ubesi dan a ohia asase obenum nsia enam asase no obahome mframa enam asase esan say enua ne ade ni nyina e wasase so enti when there are two levels of environment ensio ena asase ya de titia so ena wiem emi say nyina ya say no so ya say ensio no ya say solid soil na so aye hu no ena air no so a ewo soro no so ya pollute no enti yen yegina bia wo hense nipa se Ghana for eno na me se metwe adwene siso
edu baby ana won sam ya ka wo hu dia wo ka esan say ai se wani tua pa se eja ewa ha ana se nkasai bi eda na bibi da ha bottles abobogu ha me hyempaboa me fa ho a ebi twa me mepra nanso me se meko sana me madwene ayeme sefa na na kasa no ono oka no for
ka ejan kansa na sefa ba no ma me miso question bi ma Ghana for nyina nti ansa na sefa ba na efade woni me kan ho adwuma se adenti na wo Agya Kwabena ana me na nantwi bosi akọ me metimi agina Ghana ha na matu nwura gu ba bia abra minni ohaw bia na wo Agya wo free ha kodu Holland, ana Germany, ana Japan, ana UK, ana me took one free her. Some nipa krona no mintimi mfa bola ento
baby akeke.
It's the systems. Emrano. That's the difference. Because say me the bola not to hanoma me I have no regret on anything because obi anya meshi.
Yeah.
But me koye Holland and answer Sweden I'll be arrested and prosecuted. Entino esan say emra no ye strict na omu this one e ma obia eye den ehwe na normal to yi on the best of no and say ya ma kwan ama emra na ye yankasa ya hye no ya mfa anya adwuma
Ibregu.
that's because so mo obia kwan a people are selfish and wicked by nature but Emrano try say the evidence ebe call some pointer ye papa. And this is what we are missing as a country. Not that we don't have the laws, but how are we making the very laws that yen yasheno eyadwuma. Ijama sifa onto us.
Say me nima say your boy payon so dia. Ade ba kwa machine so me hunu sifa and say se koba se bia bibi esi na ye kan na eye amanyoso nya ba mu pe na ade no ne kono ayira dia ye kan enye ndi se nya pp enye cpp enye ayi enura wo send me video bi mama me producer aye wo hwe enso mienu se di sitia asifana na send mama mama mo ayi ne ahwe me re ho pa nra esan say bisa mo say denti ne ye ho sa me amiti yi enye me na me ye na me ka say since 2012-2013 and one person I've been consistent when it comes to the fight against galamsey minimum enticement bi an enye bi an ka omode ma me mining company bi an ka omode ma me say me nyina nka me nka ma yes.
Esida
omo pa we say you know pa money you know but maybe say mo say Jesus can say me di wi a was environment no say can me di enye me nko na be hu na mane wo mo anya sika ni bi ani nyina e be hu na mane say be du e be wi ase no say yakopon so o twemaso a na ka say obo me ma 3 esa me bo na me yenti a obeki calculate ni obo ma be 7 million enti me me conscience nkrampo no mo ame se me nkonkwe bibia ete sa baby aye drui ene said yesese enuane aye die nyina enura me hwe tv no won ka say yesi Tom Brown kra ye die kra no heavy metal sabem ne ne ma me se wey na he fa de ye kwai sefa
yeah
ye ne dey
yo Agya me fa akwanya na machia Ghana for nyina hwefo ne yetefo nyina meche obia hope so obia hoye I know say na say entonye made enti adwadifo mumye nyina yenkasam na aban ema resources na inflow omuntuatu aka scanning form enti obi share that send a message say nya menka sa asem no because man bre e okrum ha about the galamsey issue no Agya, me, you know, first of all, yina senior yekano, a very heart and gut-wrenching issue. Ubia oni galamsey na bako semono. Ebe who said sometime around 2010, and a nema bebre SSI about galamsey no. A movie from small scale, very let's say manual to heavy equipment issue. So but since that time, yintimi enya control over the issue as a nation. And as I say, yina ye nisui, inuane, yensuo. And Rakra me saying another video be a minyan send them rawaja. Nipa young men omo a smelted gold no ni ade. a wo mu wu one guy e wo video ni mu a wo ka se em se omu nya cancer bi na wo ka se nipa onu omu ye adwuma sa adwuma ni nyina omu nyina ewu ono ne last one
waka e na ote ho
no obewu that time no yes video no heart wrenching wo hwe a boy ya wa me ntwa nanim because na the body weight no just say he was ultimu say akọ nananom ho at that time no oba be free no yes video no enti bibi hadwen because adwuma den okrom ha enti okọ galamsey issue no to me abeye almost like up until now, but I hope say ni ye drew emrebia Ghana nyina betimi build a proper consensus. But up until now, man for think crime and politicians, which I will get more into that issue. A useful issue way their politics. Recently 2024 the politics pa mapa. Yet politics no ne demonstration ni ade e won kran but wo ko baby aye tu ade na nkasa de a omo nte da wo
bibiansi ro
so ti ase akoye se se yenye den because adwuma ho den sika nso so e na wo hoyi and ye hieska enti no aye se chemu bi abam between baby a yetu ade no ene omo tinkran no ne ade East Legon no ne ade na omo hwe ne se mo ho na etemo na mo tinkran na mo se galamsey eye issue ene ade ba ye ne yetu politician bia wodo nsabe kwako ka sa yiwe no na ayase no matu omani ayeden esusu MPP as far as I can remember. As at 2017, the analysis was that 17 seats were directly in the Galamsey areas. By the election of 2020, na MPP elusumu 15 katu. Cause we try say you be fight it, sa menace no, enye easy. But nanado yade pa and Ghana fo nyina no was see nyina ye kai bibi because sometimes politics ne maye ntimi nkai but galamsey issue we no as me babe conclude I will tell you say yan solve the politics na ye ntimi solve galamsey that's at least me opinion
yeah.
And so I don't think say politics ne a minor issue. I think say a central issue a shade na say ye tu ase a ye ntimi nkoye nim na nado in 2017 within the first few months na one centrofoi ene Ghana for nyina e pushi ye e lobby ye say e was say oyeden galamsey you know tu ase because na edidi mu pa from up to the previous government ni befi so no now licenses or my issue. I know propaganda was going around, but I will look at the numbers again. They issued, as far as I can remember, about 1,400 licenses. Nigeria. Tinana bae na also the presidency be den or the beto so or the beto so na wabwa amiye to adianase for 1.5 years. Ye bani not just galamsey, ye bani all small scale mining e okromu ha. 1.5 years. Now by the time na pressure you can imagine because a year ye can nipa e hyase no enya agro MC Nana explaining says say ade no abeye ye friend is saying organized and tise first now will be for the future now or pickers no akotu kakra ko pe bibia be fi say no aye industry pa o me powerful enipa bebree ehyaseɛ across the various stakeholders ahemfo politicians ne ayi nyinaa ekeka ho. And imagine the pressure. Nanado timi bane small scale mining for 1.5 years. We no I remove sa ban no. There was the hope say ni aye en hihye. From that point na che say ya so ade na no. That was the reason why Obani at the end first of all say ye nsuo no be recover. Nti nsuo no ne ade ne recover ne grounds no ne earth no recover kakra. Na afi ya yen hihye. Ti yen hihye ni wi a na afi de ye san ye biewo a na che say ye den. Ye no ne kwan so. Of course untimi stop gold mining wo Ghana ha. Per CEIC data. Very important data analytics around the world. Ghana a gold ye war in terms of reserves. About 1 million metric tons. 1 million. 1 million tons. Any war. Assassin. Tino Agya Ade no dodo na wo ho. Ya nso ano dia na ye wawie because reserves no cry wo ho no enya asem ketwa. Na ye betu ya asase nyina be kakra ba bia obeda kra na bia ne se yesi maame bi ese konongo ho ba bi oda ne dem ma ne dan no ebugu mu.
Prince mo video ba kokro yi e kra no na efie bebi omutu galamse no efie sisi hu bebre
na ho bi odumase ofa odumase o course mo ho no ma o ma yi afa nkofo fiase nyina
do ahia o hwefie a
yes
so
and we na me copy so
who disable land na
we na make an
okay
and then it is hu nyina
we say we dey car kwan wa fie ni fie ayi
no more to
your friend is a compound inside the house no ye too so in the American say there is a lot more gold then e betimi e was ye din udwanti an so yi we ano you was somebody because there's much more that can happen. I betimi I say assassin way more as now MCA to about 130 metric tons a year and a mube 50 a year galamsey me data me wono. So if we are not careful and yan so we are no ebe hadwin na not try but ye sign a removal small scale mining into NPP yade pa and this current government they need to show courage especially after omun say NDC omano den mukike munia this say they are telling us new stories. Sami Jemfi Gold Board of Communications officer just in the last day or so on Joy News ka say omo kan bibi about state of emergency and state of emergency no obobo nipa be for bi a ono o kire se omo no omo kasa NDC ti say omo anka dia ene ne yenkan ye enti all the people that were busy saying so omo be resign no money ade some of them are ministers if we don't declare a state of emergency ni nyina no omo kasa NDC flag bearer ena chairman ena osidempo ono emu no as a communications head any one other person nipa for obo no omo na chese NDC akasa enti no all the things are Ghana for nyina teye and womo t demonstration on a regular basis one cry ha and the NDC ni nyina no na chese omo a te se ne omo anka. That's what he's telling Ghanaians. So we told Ghanaians say NDC for are just using the galamsey. In fact, I have an article, Amateur Ghana Web. You can search Prince Fususifa galamsey. Yes, sir. Amateur, sir, article here October last year. And in that article, me being very clear say, sir, demonstration, any hysteria, say I say, ayi akom. I say you stop galamsey now near you know yes because galamsey issue is a complex issue, a technical in many ways because you see a beshishe neoma. And I also made it very clear in my article say yenshe na both political parties no it was you holding the two parties together enyina was on the table na ye agree on a national consensus. Because what was happening is the MPP for fighting Galamsey, however effective, ineffective. Now NDC for Namasie, Kweku Buahin and others. And a doctor here, so or a part of one of the agencies right now. And no catch Galamsey for ne say ba ombe moma ye entino omontoma John Mahama President Mahama na emu no MPP fighting no catch from so oba un say common the omni you oba obe release no ama amnesty. In fact, I believe say the next parliament biya na is serious about this fight, you know. I believe that a law should be passed where so be eko kan sembia a ye pro Galamsey in any way, shape or form. I believe say it should be a crime.
So if I was say no can say me say na do dan Kwaku Fado e de afene fa e ban na small scale mining any Galamsey nyina. Say okay, ade no munya ye. Obi anyai ma betinachi 1.5 years. Afi ye hwe say okwan be so na ebetumi afane aye na ani yie. After 1.5 year ban no nom san chance yes no bia betumi assign na djuma no measures ben na band to was abre no a etumi bua ma se Galamsey the san branet wo ho first na say niama no after the so uplifts ban no emma ne fight no ne kunu improve yi emma niama tumi sign ebe ye anase aginsemu mo
aja enti make a choice you can yema bebre ma can gold reserves ma can Nanado fight na me can say after this the ban so Nanado showed good faith to Ghanaians. That's the first point. And I also said NDC was disingenuous. Disingenuous means say omo kasa to send you omo for Galamsey fight but una isumase no omo ye something different. And I mean this say time ban which was very difficult. So I say for Nanado it cost to Ghana a lot, but it was meant for the right reasons. Or really remove is a ban. The NTR or remove it and then say yetimi enyamre atoto ahihye nioma. But it was not easy. Minia omo ye galam stop soldier foi ayi water guards. Water guards metie the last time ana obi of free Galamsey areas no woni say yes mayra na ewo mu no by the time wo mo sa galam stop no ye jae no na bibra anyanyem because ko remu ho na boys ye gu ho ya wo tu agodie yi wo anya cash kakra sika he ene etua o water guard no sort ya say na wo kohia emrantie yi a wo anya gold kakra no wo hye rem womo aye honi kakra na omu hia mayo e dey na be happen
no
that was your friend is saying as part of efforts na you put in place ti hu say anya adwuma water guards na anya den anya adwuma in part because of senior making omu water guards isika e wo mo ho akatua e de ma omo compared to Galamsey for no it just a mismatch into kodru on me and na wahwe say bia obenya aware bia because nkrofo ewuska soldier foi metie say do baby even soldier in Ghana here the most respected one of the most respected institutions ayewo ha you say do baby na soldier foi ni bi kra no omo prefer so omo be call operations vanguard near you know more lucrative than so be call Lebanon UN peacekeeping nana entino ade na situ no enye den enye easy entino yebetumi akasa ya nusi ba medima nusi no for now ne America ne say me ejidie pa me won say ade a ye nia break aye pese yetu ade we ase a then ye make sure say oh okay obi abekan ho ye make sure say two parties ni nyina no so as a nation trade union for no more politics na the only nyai sa na nyina na yenye serious na yen omu nyina tra table ne ho na last no kra no mo ka bibi say omo signing agreement meaning so omo signing I know MPP for signing I am not sure about NDC omo dey say omo signing but at the end of the day ni yemfa agreement be national consensus na parties ni nyina committee to it. The reason why parties ni mienu committee that is only the only time you bet me make sure say obi ntimi mfa ono ka kire say we fight galamsey me de me nemo a no afase ne de politics is na NDC for year oh yes sir na MPP ko lose so many seats near ade no so minua nana so wode ne presidency to on the line ewie na ne yanya hang parliament no near ade one ka obetimi continue
be because unim dey tell me bisa sa question ni say sabe so ohene bi kan tam so be de makonya tuntum pa de to so say ebia se mentumi anye we a ye ne bere sa menka no kan ke betumi twodi parity say de na amamre ne nyamate no ohene no so otumi de akonya tuntum kan tam na so ani so a ye tu na de so anhwe kra na tete ne betumi twadi me bisa sa question we say upon all the sa akonya to so be de man pani de bere to so ma band for 1 year atena se ahihye ne mayi ansana bisan ebie mankrofa ye adwuma no ayede resource bi operation hot operation vanguard na sefo nyina no ayede resource bi emade ne kofa na sade ne kwa ne kosoro me bisa sa question because in 2013-2014 say me di kankan me de me ho ben hwe so say me kun bi pass abre no ntino gold an keso mutu o chebi duma se ne potrase e be affect the nsu ebe affect man folks home kofurudua nsamom any wage ha no omo to me too but after 2023 omo so mo de your friend is saying community man na eba no no yesusu se omo regulate ni yie no na de nso no asai kra we on bibia enye nti no ehihye na eye no eso aba e magana fo so eye aso aba
na make say no credit Bako.
Okay.
Now, not in the presidency tour, MPP paid a huge price for the fight against Galamsey. Entino, untimin kasa one try or try a pa. But at the end of the day, after the ban, which was a major effort, so any and she say, no, you do baby no na atosin. And I gave you some examples. Water guard for Oma Kudru Honoma. Omo be hu no no so de omo ho agim na e bi nso so have relationships na ade because of sika I wo Galamsey ase sojafo I wo so omo ko a police for ye nyina na ye hwe ye te ha ye hwe yi Galamsey ekoso ewo ekwanchen nipa bebre ay tu kwan ewo Ghana ha omo nyina hu bi a police for no wan nana sorry eja a police for no omo wan omo hu ana then they continue say cost. They say yes, yeah, water near yina. I say more since government we buy. And all they are saying is say any yinya botre near ye. Massa, yinya dia botre. Most more war opposition. Man no yap mohun ye power. Mo baby drea musi yinya botre. Nana do ba 2017 man about yinya botre bi mano. Yinya botre mano. And he needed to act. NTC and me and two ade na sia. And we always told everybody, say, Galamsey, enye a battle, a war. So, nana, a jautimasi, a war because, enye bibia, ubet me a tuasie, no way. Because after 1.5 year ban, no, in so many years, you're making so much progress, but you shall see no. And ade na asanya yeden ahyase agency nti a war bia we have to continue to fight it ubetimi aye short term and state of emergency there was some declare because someone can say we must because baby and so na no we must do it right now they cannot delay a day further nti ye declare not to send nana ye no for a period of time na fe yahye nhye eniema MPP yeah and working no NDC should not continue or should not repeat on by omakoye water guard ibio unsia mistakes MPP yeah and I say eniema yeah anye adwuma no how can you go and then put the same thing MPP yeah and working no na mu rather say mu ye beko ye nimu no any idea aye who say anya adwuma no back to it. And you're not serious. And Ghana for you who so much serious. Enti Agya you meet me akasa me de manu asi. The American say the two parties we need to build a Ghana consensus.
Okay.
I bind both parties. Send a be about politics, send the NDC politics with it.
Okay.
Now one party lose.
All right.
That's the first thing. And the second thing is fight way no a technical into here a lot of technical solutions. And what try be now work here and just what fail per se. So I mentioned, but don't go and repeat adia ya anya juma. Don't go and repeat it. It doesn't show seriousness. It's saying and say with water guards. Let's rather move forward. Na yen share solutions a bit me a two adiana so that both parties now are committed to the Galamsey fight and yet one party because so one party and it will not work. We believe strongly in MPP say NDC for that woman. Any politics or politicize the issue. As much as we need. We don't want to politicize it. What we want to do is to get to the table and make sure say agree say Galamsey fight it's not a political fight. It's a national fight. And they must start with a state of emergency immediately.
Me da say me saka Ebo Bokman or can movement for change for no Ebo Ababeka yen senti enche wono so na dwenkyere wo e de eken ho no o de beba na afei ye wo se de si ko afei ono achi nso no Dr. Christopher Ampedu enso Ababeka yen sa Dr. Christopher Ampedu so on de meka se oyefie nipa ho masua achi no efie tete enso obi pa nti wono so e de efie ntete nkyerɛkyerɛ ane adwenkyerɛ no ebeba nti abegyafo medam ase ne mo mena makwa abanso dam ase pa ebo anopei na me na na hyase no na ya kan sem bebre ma enura me yemo hye me kakra bra enye se kakra me yemo hye me esan se yenuane aye die wonim ebra sa Galamsey semu ikoso no me kan sem bi ofia na I hope say mehwehwe bibia me kan sasam na ma boy atwam me kan say enkomo me ne mpanyifo bi di kire say yanhwe ya yare ebeba ne nyasam ketwa na ya ye won kan na efo say ho son yenuane e die dodo no afri baby na eba baby afri ba ne yenim obode okontomire wo banche wo mankani woni baby efiba enti say baby etu Galamsey na ewo e na efri ba wo do adwen sabe dem won kan ana makoko mi dwom makoko di mi dwana maba no aduane wu sena Galamsey bi bote Galamsey ni ewu no so wu saa ana ye de ne san kakra abedu abobo ano say ye nkontomire ye bode ye mankani ye banchi se kura de enura de se Tom Brown ni nema bi nyina se turmeric kura san kan turmeric kan ye sa ya eti se no say ama adwenu ma ye hey obi ani bebi ejina se wodidi a hey wo no mu a hey wo homi a hey enti ya ne ade aba bebi aduro no ebo ade no so sese ye na ye tu so sese sanse yewu ye ni tua pase yewu nso yakata ye ni
ija me jimzi de Galamsey asemezi ya kan wasama igodu yarka na yabaka so o sende empanyefo se za ota awodo no se ombre ya awo ingina nti yabako akoyenyim na asam no se yarka o se da yakan da ma wote empanyefo se wokuru na se ikuru no epada okwa o se de mie kuru men fa yin fufa ho na expect de nzama boko na ehwe Galamsey issue ya mejimzi de obi anyim the if yehwe period Galamsey okrodo kasekase wo Ghana oye the 8 years of Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia obi anyu obutum na waka the masemi waka anything different from this truth. It's a truism. The 8 years Nana Addo no Dr. Bawumia busy Ghana do no Galamsey manu mudo chen and bibiala yehu damazi wa Ghana oye no kwatrodo na say nkomo na yeka bibi there 2017 na do be no obane small scale mining na nyina for 1.5 years by nyina so 2018 na MPP party executives what shall say there were enter forest reserves. So if I hope that it's a interviewer Erastus.
Yeah.
Onye Nana Jantua waye. And some of the facts of the two outside. Very disturbing facts. The 2018 na what shall say they took over the forest, the reserve forest in this country. The what shall say they would use the forest no more sense amakra. And even though on paper no and also was out to from the ban galamsey no na what shall say the forest reserves are before that time na yeye galamsey womda. And so that time no we entered those forests. Add or your baby and your own there to the extent today, even where the Mazin even was a forest, they wanted to legitimize it. Until quickly, November 2021, they took a bill, this out by LI 2462. November 2021, no what's called Parliament. By July 2022, in fact, actually, what passed a bill in June. In July, wa senti president necessary na wa gazette the afizi ibutuma ayen to forest if he as in illegality na way if you opede wale legitimizing ntisi zala wa sham wa yam braf ato de ibutuma akọ kwa yimu na yakwa koye galamse ya senzama yetutu ndua ya yenzama omfata ye the mazin na awie na sa wo concern anye the ilusu seat. I will lose you see it and you are complaining. You've destroyed a whole forest, forests, several of them. Honestly, I know you don't care. You care about you losing your seats in parliament. I don't know, you know. It is just approach your politicians, particularly in the last 8 years. Oye Nanado Baumia one government. Most handle galamsey. When I doing there, 2022, Galamsey no more loses most of their seats. From 2020, Galamsey no more loses most of their seats. Into 2020 zero bano. Nanado Shenchen, na Galamsey crowd. Thinking there, Bob one ma, I feel one more seat. Intina, Mama Yanko, no mate. In fact, we were in school together. He was 1 year ahead of me. MP, our Ashanti region. Are you a free?
Are you a free?
Yeah, mystic. Jamna yo school dan friend mystic. Osi. Why you done by ye jay? Ya catch and go for the wunja galamsey na. Yeah, galamsey no ye nje inde na ye nje ocho. Na mama nyanko no kada masama. Because we feel there 2020 no more lose seats. This 2024 no say wako or fight galamsey na we lose more seats. I'm saying galamsey crowd they lost even more seats than the previous ones. It's politicians one can no call in chile amanfon. In Kroma ha. Na professor from Watson, chief of staff na catch professor from Watson there 1 year in Shishim been on for report being brand one share kono for the galamsey. Na papa professor from Watson also reports about Tuga. Jubilee House one ankasa penyifu be one Jubilee House, the seat of government were involved in galamsey. Papa na dama report about to out no abasa no see party na party no na government no watch it professor from bomb watch I listen to the interview bi oye osi okro yuoko no o tell the man abente bi nisabato na crowd there professor you under arrest for what that me ya Ghana ni na me kan call there ma government me party for what is say you know what is say in true galamsey na me report aba now when indict in penifubia what the seat of government on into watch into omani nyanku bi no bi beli na nsa na otuma akofie into say obi ka the MPP fought galamsey and that they have the moral authority to be talking the way they are talking about galamsey. Oh yes, sir. The truth is that Nanado opened the floodgates of galamsey.
But so of former Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, and sir, you woman don't share. Okay, yes, share. What the measures? Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, auto excavators almost say the trackers bobo ho
drones na
speedboat or most omde Air Force 4 ebeka bom ama omotumi akuti look at the measures abani the to sankabani ni akomapa eno pepa so obeko a akobeye sa measures nyina.
You see, your baby a friend input and output. What you put in is what will give you what you get out. Anamabwa, input and output. As I know, if you are benefit, no result until then. I got it. In your my day. No, sandun on your then. What was the result of your actions? Then me day, me say time go drones, me day. Able to turn them in now, able to my them area now. No, or just to let us have the impression that you are doing something. And certainly the results are better there. They were just pretending doing something. Because if they really wanted to fight Galamsey, you see, let's be truthful. On man power now, as a many pakro. When you go and vote election, yes, young 2 million as a many pakro. That you can arrest, you can do this, and say, yeah, you let you. And now 2 years on 2 million was and 2 years on. Yes, the fuck Galamsey in the passe. I'm a young soyanum, in Frama Yajukoyemu, it's very easy, no what so I'm a user yet. And that says the mutumu more. And that's a if you do know that I'm saying we pick you from one point to the other. To the extent that all party executives won't to me, what in forest in pa, in a young crowd, you could do a good work. If it was a excavators, it's a rastosa. He mentioned, I forgot it. He mentioned the number of excavators, 2018 was the entire forest. And I forgot the figure, but it's them interview now. It's quite disturbing. Let's condemn what happened. Let's boldly, whether it is your government or not, let's condemn it. Let's not do any cover up. And funny enough, you see, what we're experiencing is what we call the fallacy of false equivalence. You 8 years, you have destroyed something. 8 months. You are saying that the person must quickly do this and that, solve the problem. Why? A problem that has been created in 8 years, you think 8 months can solve that problem? The issue is that this government must show leadership. And so far, as I said last time, I've engaged the NIMOS people. And I've listened to the kind of, in fact, they even showed me, I'm being honest here, they showed me their game plan to fight Galamsey. And I'm saying that if politicians can stay off NIMOS, executives of NDC, if they can stay off NIMOS, no one man NIMOS for why when they juma, dama or that shall say that 1 year. I'm telling you there, within a short time, we will begin to see positive results. Yes, Ghana for na yerkasa because Galamsey no amonomodo. Politicians. One, either they benefit from Galamsey by way of Sika, Unya was a finance one political party, or for fear of losing elections, they pretend to be fighting Galamsey. We are urging this government. So far, I'm saying there, the signs they've shown, the commitments they've shown, I believe, as the president said, people are calling for state of emergency. It's a state of emergency, or a very serious thing, or yaza, why and try. See, you declare state of emergency. One rights the government has the right to trample on all those rights. And the president has said it, and I agree with him on that state of emergency should be the last resort. They have come 8 months. They think they have solutions. Was the 9 months Haba? Was the other water guard? Was the other Izaba? There, the Manzame. Juma. Juma, then we can resort to state of emergency. So if 8 months, obese in the measures aba, and I say, why start there or implement the measures now? You MPP that vehemently oppose state of emergency, when the issue came up in 2024, you vehemently opposed it. That even funded one communicator offended Miracle Sabwaji. Also, if the government or ban even Galamsey mining as small scale mining, also on you do demonstration against his own government. they said there shouldn't be any state of emergency. The same people who some few months ago were against state of emergency and now saying state of emergency. How can we be this inconsistent in the way we address issues in this country? So I'm saying that this government, we will be on this government's neck to make sure that this issue of Galamsey is resolved. And I'm saying that even moving for change, yes, the 10-point plan out already. We have provided alternative solutions. For example, we've said that we believe that there seems to be chaos in this mining sector, especially small-scale mining, community mining, and all that. So if we are experiencing chaos, let's have some period. We are banning mining within this period and do certain activities. For example, let's begin to restore our water bodies. If we are able to ban mining for 1 year, we can use the same year to restore our water bodies. We can use the same year to do afforestation or reforestation or whatever they call it. We can use the same year to do proper audit, comprehensive audit of all the licenses that were issued in about maybe 15 years ago. And let's do proper audit there. License has more the Fed ABC has more no kada yen ono na ye na ya hwe is at 2 minutes awubiala ye more license easy imbrado ati ye adwuma da ma ofata no ye butumi akada ye more we are issuing a new license, we are starting afresh, we are giving you a new license awu has more na ye more license bill menkwa mining, so that you demobilize all this equipment. I'm telling you, if you can get excavators out of forest, because these small-scale miners galamseyers with champagne and excavators, if you're able to get these things from the forest or from them, they can't be doing this galamsey. So we do serious demobilization of all these things, is the Kugu security or military installation, like the way announcing. So, and at the same time, also creating alternative mining programs and livelihood, interventions. Because CC and Mwabe in there, Ejuman you are in a quad. You will go to assassinate or in a quad. So gold in yet to ye are on our 30 and insu, no our 30 and qua. But just the number for some more money. It's even a quan never for do. It's American there. Alternatively, we should also provide, apart from livelihood, other livelihood interventions, mining programs are obabwa. You to know one so you to upper the one mine and upper the way, we to my management. Into Yakade areas the government should come out with a business model. Above in Babuno, if 20 neighbor group one, say 15 neighbor group one, and 10, depending on the size of the areas in one. And that Abandon Kasa will register company, medium scale and small scale companies, as a Mambabuni, and what to infira, Abandon Kasa to infira. Was it a sustainable, responsible mining obey Abandon Kasa to as a Madame Mbabuni, or Tomoni we are, while you work and pay. Into say ya Abandon Kasa more than be and also there mining. Dama calling order for do the mining no. Into say Mbabuno, what is when ya Abandon Kasa on management, proper management. Wash a manzama kodu pepepe. Na afi there pay be not cran. Let them pay no ono when you sika not Daniel condition and no man farmer by day no cook okay damage human was say assassin if you farmer and obey owners of the company they will be the shareholders and owners of the company themselves not there what is juma are responsible who to good my man in your home for so one say so no one say kwa. I mean, these are some of the things, and for example, yes, out there, the government can add it to Nankasana so new programs or and then you to me Ashema and Zama Wakodo no ya restore water body na yan forest is you make sure that ya reclamation na forest is you to na ya reforestation no and let's say obaburu biala o se na so yezen so bo consume akase nsu and so bo kwa no akose kwa na on ya chiwa life imprisonment ekwa dem afibo no che there ye more akwanya there ye proper mining ye boy ye nsu no twe kwa no gina ye na mom owo wa so ye zinti ekose nsu nti ya chiwo na se ye jelu wa ye mo nfe kwa mbebio that would be deterrent enough. One hour, what once was saying, we through. And see, as I said, let me land on this. That yes, we are complaining as Ghanaians, but MPP as a political party has no moral authority, moral turpitude to be talking about Galamsey they were talking about. As if when they were in government, they were seriously fighting Galamsey. If they were really seriously fighting Galamsey, but by the time we know, and to bring a results or there, they fought Galamsey. This government, let me tell you how we are going to judge this government in the next 4 years. We are going to judge the government on the basis of water. How the water will become, how the forest will become. That is the most important thing. Not the number of drones you bought, not the number of whatever soldiers you put in the forest. At the end of the day, the result is that our water body must be clean. We should see improvement in our water bodies. We should see improvement in the issue of reforestation. We should see that effort na editumuno, input na input editumuno. These are the outputs. But you don't do A, and when the results are not good, you say I did A, and therefore I was prepared to fight Galamsey. It is number two.
Me da say ebobok wan de tene nka no. Peter Kwesi mensan so abeka yensa chi enche ono se ebeko no so na yahwe. Dr. Christopher Mpadu. Akun a yesi yakun. Yaka ho asamwa. Yaka na de eme ye wo mukura ne say ahogwo kura na wo mu pa. I quite remember former minister for national security Ira Kandapa or Kansembi or say the Hana Hubano or not as the minister of national security they say ahogwo and Abesha Galamsey mutu mu pa. And it is a threat to our national security. Yesi siema ho kwan a abo bia ewuremu bi. Togo ni ba na obetu na okwa akọ. Niger ni ba na okwa okọ, Mali ba okọ. Wo mu makwan se o mu nsuo saa. Eti amakwan na hoho no ese ye nsuo no mu wie a na omukom krom na yen a ye kroma no aho adehye no ye mu ye hu na mane doc baby aye dure no pese pempen yesi ni pei nsem bi wo ho a ensese ye ka na ye korakora no nsem bi wo ho a ensese ye ka na ese de ye buabua so we efie mu na mrantie yi etu sa Galamsey yi mu ye sadu efie mu pe baby adure de na sese ye yankasa so oman Doc, then as I say, yeah. Doc,
me that's me child with me. Charity for national food now. Yeah, as I can watch him. I say, he be a dancer, say, a emergency, and I say, I sing here, because it has to do with life. Yeah, and can't Ghana for no, your life, ye woman. Now, I didn't beat my own. I didn't see a trouble. Emma ban say as individual Ghanaians ni yedwinye nti aban bremu na behwe yen yedi twi be nyina iska nyina akwanyen nyina ma say sa okokasie the boy nti na etu aban we give you everything and now we show over the years ni a politician for aya dey be Agya Kwabena say me politician for me yomu ni o because of the hypocrisy nyachum and I doubt if they really love Ghana Kwabena Nkrumah do Ghana winning na Kwabena Nkrumah ye koni ni krum ko hwe ejapade be no che Kwabena Nkrumah just ahofama odomapa owu amoma Ghana after Kwabena Nkrumah why ni betimi dina si wo pa say nipa we sa aban ana president we ana minister we wo sa ahofama no empo eniman koyi ya se na okan ye e da kodwa kra si awase se mentumi anko ani sunko nima ani mi makodwa tam kase ka yi dipa ani nwade a ka straight away wa mra wa ntumi ayen ka de se wutumi e ka se no because a big promise, what do I call yes. A promise, everywhere people hold you accountable. Now, the same.
no chese Ghana for no be to be can say be free or council to we are no one obi a hold am responsible politician for na hu sa esi na wo pe e no me kan che atro obu nso ye kan ma ye kan bi ye kan je power
mo kan be jai
sa no ye nya power we a na ye pe no ye be ye e ya rehosem na rehosem I said this Galamsey Asemi had to do with Ghana for a wo na ye nipa a o ma Ghana e Ghana say did that in terms of ye ma any ma nananom wo ni that anne wo hwe kwanyakun ensui about 13 and 12 and 13 districts ashadam just okohoko hwe nsuo nipa dasani enoma yemre mu yes ye gold nya na kosoro chemre bia ye de hwahwae ho ni se gold output ni gold awton dosu chain o man nyina ni onkofo num sa nsuo we ya Agya Kwabena nya nimbu ase ye fa ho ye fa ho because after all ye nyeska na sika no nipa de nyeska e de nhuzie na se ye be weje sika eti se asema ye kan ekoba ni kese politician for because otumfo kan say was it say president person sadi we stop or the one make stop no otumfo no ni awoka on say what might the power and our political power ma they have all that it takes to stop it but they have all are they willing or pepano so mbe to me no ye kasi ye ko na oku bia so oku a Agya Kwabena oku se obedi nkodi
sure
na oku an ye Ghana politician forces so oku for me I say of the day bro I say me ko keke I say Paul kan was oku an ye ko no anya si ye tutu box no egu wiem keke na mo ye target si ye ko adi konim
yeah
ye Ghana ko an ye say ni Galamsey fata ye ko no yes I say politician for nya Ghana for just me di agrobi na eno na eya because ni ananado ebe ye no e fa so ye bi o but me de senia ono kan di na konwa esi ho se wa tumi ani konwa now I was expecting something now Abraham Hamas papa Muhammad ba was say as I say emergency now look at the urgency or the to the whole thing so enti yeah yet this ankom we ni adwe okay simple na ado a failure or so oba at the emergency bia beto so ama sa okono yatumi ako ni say ubaya because for my 3 months 4 months na say ubaya failure we ka so I don't know failure say emergency na o kan nya nu ho emu mercy anya agro bi no omu edi we ho the Ghana for nti eso ejaja ye ho ama politician for di agro se ne amope na obia ne ope no kan kire meanwhile ni esi hwe Agya Kwabena bia gontomre ne banche ne body efiru ye timi ga se enimu ye nim pass e move fakasi efiru western region Ashanti region bia eastern region bia Galamsey chese e wo pa ye ni this empo gontomre the tomatoes mpo they say no cry so much contaminated say woody na woody niema guyema e wo dachi consequences na enya mra ye di agro ni enti no me say ni aye be ye ne de nka me hwe kwan say politician for no ye de ho to omuso a wo mu no omsika ombenya ne power ombenya ne post akese ka akese o metwamu ya akese sem na eno enom de omu di achi o ye dwin say mi just ni a nanado kan ye fa Bahama Galamsey wan san o bae ne say wutie ni a Frimpong man Dr. Frimpong what initiative for the put our no kwa target it me chire no manie ya me tu say Ghana for politician for the bit word dang this is not the guy you should arrest at all because papa we na hofama na for bo our boma Ghana it should rather be praised and honored. But because of power be, to me be, sika bi yes say ye benyentino. If my power he rather did it at his own risk. It will change now. Na ya rehosen. Eti patriotic ni say nipa be
yeni ahofama eni sana na meka no. Ebra na me mani abra na me ku say no. Me wonim ade ba ko ne say na me ama ho de na me de ko. Anye se bia ekuo bi ma misika bi say me fa ni eche me ama na me to me fuel. Na me ko che bi do masa me ko kotrase. Na me ne ekuafo ikasa. I am here na me the pictures bi ba 2030 2040 pictures am na ekuafo no twitwaye brand na community engagement in Nasifo. And I was so happy and proud to say sa kona me kon ye no ben kon ano I get the results because I bre no woman na ekokotu gold no e wo densu no hu no woman to me and two. Let me tell you something, may he so rest in peace or him back one no ka ho ana woman the mining company nanim amoma be ye adwuma no o ka che so say ja the kura ni say gold no say benya pa gold the wooden sum no mu no enye gold ketwa na so mka so betu abonten kwa concession mu na so mo ntu so no mu dia enya dia o benya gold a wo mo hwehwe no that day o mo community engagement papa de kasa asem no kire me pe na me fa me ho adwene said then I'll fight these people because me who say adwene mo de ba na nyese betu gold no na ya reclaim land no so na mo kan ye no na mo de betu dia say so because so dum say so no mu na gold no wo nti ho na me decide say then I'll fight this mining company it is single-handedly me took Cafe Accra sometimes 11 p.m. 11:30 p.m. I feel na me village na me bank line me koya over 1 year what me and two na dey so ne clean said here special ICT ya 2023 yes here so called community mining and then dey so na ye pato pasa ase kura enti wo bre na wo kono wo kana said the baby to me aboa no na mo why your time for me omo time me brutal because of the channel na me ye nti enti aba ni say ya obi abambebu enti den na ye wo kire ye neutral people la ye fa ye ho nhyiemu no esese etumi ye den na space mam you den na wo say etumi ye na twempe fa you ni so se pegem ye nyamwa
de nyamwa bibi kunwa bibi sewa can also start to come with a catch
sure
true if it has to do with nipa vote to ma wo but what we say American or want take it for granted individuals your problem obeka aka na say in fact enye adwuma anything we must hold the politicians accountable because they have all that it takes near I said it to the cause our queen they have all they said otun for kwa kan ya and which say Agya Kwabena obey your part ube ko ho obi kwa be jan chan ka so hu no waku mpe mewa you know man be enti me say kan wa asema mu media fo no sani amu role amu play no very prominent na I think yetumi koso aka na yetumi eka saa o hawa e de brain de bia eka say nye sika yen na manipa nyame se na manipa de fo wo ma mu tu no ebia kakra obedi o sika obenya e de ahwahwa ho de akasem ukoma na areas na ukohwesa on to galamsey uhwa akasem bia life bi omu dia it's as if say they have all the life but then we nya sika no they want to be cry anya or life I'll bet with the edis sika yi
na fa so ben
na fa so ben bebre so wo behwe machi a wo wa mu che galamsey ya ase dodro na wu a mu ni ho enti e mra wo gusu wo gusu a wo say utui wo life ne sen wo da chi esen enti se e bedwan akwachi a e be say nye sika no enye gold a yes say ye produce in abundance no na e mom say o produce gold in deeper gold no be fa so ma wo mu say nipa no mpo they don't exist ana so bi ye wo ne ba ne hwini ho ana se bia na so ni ho ana se ne sakra ni ho ana se na brabo nyina e basa e yade se ne de bia ye ka kidney yade ne brebo yade to kese ya chese egu ni paswa e ho faso wo
e ho faso wo here ampa na Peter Kwesi Mensa mo na mo aba mu me ba so be bisa wase bi pesan say ayasem hia me pa na ana me ya hwe obi ekase bi kase wi na same kwa na santa mitumi kwa bi du bia na mapakeka na matena se adwenea say why am I even doing this to myself say it's like me masam ne ha me duru baby a aya na abro so o mutumi kase ma hwe benya bibi and me hu ne nti asase yes I quite remember bra me ko no one ohene bi me money di or prominent chief our eastern region na some ka tell me say me a disgruntled journalist yes me person be boni di or say that disgruntled journalist let's say I dey no person ye na me makwa ma mu nyanti no e so oboso pa me gu me hu figu mani mu ase be pa so kwasi but doku ko ba bi nti no me nana ko ba nti ba nana yi se ye nuani a yedi bebia me asam na hia me pa no say no aduane a wokokoto ma 7 market wokokoto no aboburusi wokokoto no hefa wokokoto no edu baby kura na yese bayire esans kabika so mudi duadua no ena ma ehun sam ye yi kakra but se baby aduro ne kire se ye kontom mire kura mekon hira wa na ka tete wo ebedi di free ye mankani a wokokoko ase otumi kotutu bi be na ape bia ne nyina ko and ade ba ko yan fe adwene nkoso ani enwiremu mmoa ene sammo ni nyina opuro kwasie akrante otwe owio wo mu nyina nso na wokwae mu no ene no monom se nso ni nyina asai enoma ani sane me ni nyina just say it's like we are destroying we are say Ghana mama nka sa na den ye beye me no na me pese ye hu baby a ye duro no e di na se osu se ye na yetumi di si ade na no because baby I ka kone de agin samani sa
that's it yeah mame and linking it to about now what can measurable indicators I think say solution no say you place in abstract ye ntine maybe asie ye enti den na yenye ese say you link the air course no with human health ese say you link the air course no with deaths. As I say, a link there cost with the cost of doing business to the GDP as a country, and then
where the name no, I saw a video when Sifade Sanim and Rano. Share difference no.
Wow.
Share difference. Where a sutini bia, a quacobo I revive sunumu. It's a yen sunu na airport. Share no. Why should we do this to ourselves?
Serious.
Agent matter.
Sisiano data. Actually say cost of environmental degradation to GDP is about 6.3 billion US dollars.
Wow.
6.3 US dollar billion, and it takes about 11% of our GDP.
Wow.
So that is 1. 2. Enipa dodo sena omo ewu yemfa ye ninye de enko. It's because we are not linking this discussion with that. Enti desese se we aban se we public servant say dia mimi se we assemblyman se we ohene se we businessman esese hu say baby ye di oman no kono ye kum Ghana, so we should reverse it. Baby ye di oman no kosisia no ye kum Ghana amamu ye ka governance a eja enema nan na ededi dey kan ye ethics ye ka se ethics a enema bia wo gina so ye enema sa enema ne ni ho a enema ye frame kwame antwi ene frame obo because media ya ka kire me say menyina ha esan de manema kire me ntino I will not do that. Very important. Ebinum kind of principles. But this is very critical. Aya babia said na doctor ka say we provide the enabling environment for ethics to thrive. Association also. The tosumienu compliance. Because the bien one ma obekwa risk anyhow. Edan ya itimi sisi the risk it could be coming from up, it could be coming from even kasa krano can pose certain risk. How are we managing this risk? Enti say your to aba emma say your mind, and as you say abusua pani a wadwuma pa ni say obe make sure say sanity e wa abusua no. Enu nti say ye refia yenka ye ho say compliance is very critical, and the kwan ben ye befa so a ye beboa ana tambia no yen no ye boa ma amanfo no esisi yen esan say yen yankasa temamfo no ana say amamutenafo no yen nim ye emfaso ewo environment hunti mete me Ben Valley View na me obabi a me ko jogging anopa enianom aban ye kwan waye drainage system kama drainage is mfa so ni say nsuo to a befam na akọ da bia me do na me reho drainage no enwura fa ni nyina and there's no way any water can go through that drainage, but people are living around. Now you're the answer question president so and I say minister so there is an MP, there is a chief executive officer, there is an assemblyman. And this say yeah dissect and as you check problem no amana nko ba bia say kwa solution no yenya. This is obiaye no. We should bring people to book. And until say ye share so. The toso as I say me dey share nyina it's about communication. I want say I just am empower some metimi consistently I can say Kwabena say and everybody will believe it. And people will act accordingly. Now, so you nipa boni ni numbers on say papa, I'll turn it the other way around and project you, and people will see you the way you are. Enti aban biara ya this edge mediation insano. Omo movement for and I say media and I say civil society and then the lead of the fight. The government should be at the center and rally around these people to help them project the message. Once the government is at the center, then there is some sense of responsibility on the part of the government. And then rallying all the tools, any movement, any CSO, any platform that thinks alike with the government, will move along with that. I think this is something that is missing over the years. There could be some solutions, but permanence is a book and assembly are very important. So if you say this and that and that and that, what is the end result? And so whoever is in government must make sure say Chrokunkun say obi a share adwuma pass no there or the kwa wie pa. And this a share at the pass here. Some pass enye your personal interest near pay. Na say o man ye near pay there. Then we should be consistent and persistent. I think that the very people that you say omuni adwumanti you protect your omono, if we project the other side of it, they will buy into it. That this, if you the young people, because muna ebe affect more. Of course, obia mame, obia papa, your families in the villages, until a can obia there, but the young are going to suffer immediately and the most. And if you project the other side of it, and then provide other solutions, I'm sure, say, the very people that we are trying to protect, will be part of the solution. They made me a can.
Nana me da so papa nana wo baby ko kakra ntino ye beja no kwa na kona na some more kind or say we should link it with ne say ade na esie no say ye de toto ne ma hodo bi me ne professor Osei Sampeni the best pathologist I Ghana minimum no yeso wase Kwabena me tina Ghana have you wow oni Ghana ampani ampa anso na awerho samu a medical na program ye ma ya kasa ama ya yi videos ama nkrofo ahu ne nkwada edi dem ene empanifo a sebe wo manya kidney yare a o hwe se da kidney yare ne te a just say hu papa o papa nipa wa ya papa wo mu kidney ya papa mu heavy metals wo mu nkrofa adwene mu adwene no ankasansan na hum na wo ho no yi mu metal heavy metals wo mercury na sefu se de si edi nkrofo nya nkrofo ahrawa nkrofo mrebo a doctor ni nya bre papa mu ne ayi a odi kire dan di ayi bi abate ye bless enne me ne kasa da ne na so se kwabra me kasa bio me kasa do kan pepepe me bi fufa bi nka ho o se aja me Ghana me kasa bio me bara be kire ma de wo ma pesa mo ye specialist be kire ma de bi na me come baby e san say e bra me mani abre a me pressure be betumi akode ati ade no na madane o man no tamfo also kan ye previous administration kan wa some kan ko dane o tamfo nti no expect say aban we buy ye no on be ye bibia mo no say the bread no bread that time no anka so wo hunu hwe nti be pan chesanka nanka ye beka so show so on kasa no kan edibiri sem bi o se kwabra ye be bag na be 4 weeks nie I'm telling you say in kwada more than 200 womo edi ebinom sebe na hwini ni ho na no ni ho na bodwi ni ho na obomani areas no wu wakọ papa womo ahwe sede esitie no o se kwabra monya hu hwe that last 3 days many professors say something dey this am common enti ade no hu chance na yehu no kwasi mo na maba ba mu I remember when you opposition and somehow do am kan mampani any sajofo share na small kan say state of emergency no ebe the last resort because omo etu na mo ba community assign na bi but the way anema ekọ no e kire say sankana ka ese ye ko 50 kilometers ya and ese ye ko 180 kilometers esan say enkwantama ye nuntam e de na mo ba de afa ho say ye nua ne ye die nyina asamaba
aja medase ma menchia woni wahwefo nyina afidie kwachi ntino baby a afidie kuduru bia wo mamu mahafofo so de edura no party a omu nyina omo hwewo na menchia metama shipyard for dwumayefo nyina menchia mpanifo aye no machia no pay eja sanko moyo ho unim se unu akwasi campaign a meye no chat topic we na one of my key campaign message offer nyankopon na adom oman Ghana foma gudie na foma gudie no wo se yemfa so de moman ewiase nyina ye ka one of the commodities are valuable go into economic transformation gold enti se nyame dom wo oman na se wo sa gold bia your friend said you put it into valuable use. Enti mfaso ben no man be nya ewo so. And over the years in our quest say sa for magudie ye nyankopon de adom oman no ye be fa kwan bi so e den enya so mfaso. Na enumu na ye wo bibia friend large scale mining, small scale mining and na de ye mpa ye ka ho asem ya eno ne galamsey. Eni Ghana for ntiase say ye wo womwa omo famra kwa so ne mchihye ye paso a omo tu fo magudie na oman no nya so mfaso because ye export goals na ye nya so mfaso asoman the large scale miners no eye mine no any small scale miners na eye mine na omo famra kwa so omo tu no wonni asesei abaye abatros ase ye nyina ye kom a ye di hu komo de biara de ti adesa government by government ekono ene sa galamsey na ye ka galamsey na omo fa kwati kwan so etu a omo fa mra so eno mo de say yensa ase ese ye nsuo ni ade ade ejei ensunsuanso a ewo ho no enima ndisi enima pipi se ye duru na nsuo na se ya community na nsuo na se no omo wo nyina no obi anim enum bi ndisi fo onom MPP fo onom edisa yare bi bakro no so a enkasa wo ya MPP ni wo ya MDC ni obia ya affected yensa ase a wo ka ho asem yenfuo mo noi ba ya agya wo ka ho asem ena udru ba bi ankan udru na se obowura ha ya obanya kusie obanya akrantia obanya se gwatwe ye betwa bi ama na watumi atwa bi kama and I drew areas now. Galamsey adwumendi sambo ni nyina ya mutu. So high ecosystem no said your bro kasem ye kan wo no. E dia ya dia o man ni nyina no ye dagene ye haw. E di say ye di sam komo we ha. E dia ensunsanso ni nte no ye nka san bi sie bibiasam. But said ye me nuanom penfo komo o ma di no mefo bi ade no 11 dog na last no bo a. Said ye dog e kan ye no. You see the ultimate responsibility in a government.
Sure.
And your work position is an kind. And I still stand by that. The ultimate responsibility no a government. And the government no and what all the apparatus to rally all other people alongside the fighters are the way. Now, yeah, no muntu no. And a Ghana for my yenuano in few what so mubu mine. No munyan to you. Nanka ye did this uncle no and ka dog. Any yenua ebo ene nanamo kape na nka menua ifa ye ma expect say sefa momomo no ka ampa we die no kre nhihye die wose na ye boa na ye tumi fight saa die we because taja o betna kasa na ode so bo ba be bo NDC abanya die etaka ya ye friend no hypocrisy and dishonesty no that is what you are displaying this morning. And it's very sad.
Kwasi so video yi.
Eno ne ade asese me pese Ghana fo, wo se nkoma ye di na no pa nyina no, ye nka impacta. Ye interventions a ye de aba no, esusuaso asese a eba. Esese ya ye ne na montu a ye to no, anopa ye nkomo nyina no, na me sheda ka kire me nua princess wa mo video yi, ama ye nhu se, esese ye ne na montu a ye to ninti, na Reverend Cobra animote.
Intercobrani.
Yes, we can come now.
Where are they?
Recent year, last week, you know, could have video. It will bet me a quack share old Reverend Cobra. They say, that video, yeah, campaign, I remember the campaign. And now go and check this.
It's not to believe.
I am telling you, say, I buy no egg, take it, to an among beer, and then Susan, so papa ever. And yesterday, yes, he cannot water. And to Musha Reverend Cobra say, said your net here, well, Okotana bear 3 weeks ago. Anna, Okotaba could be back 3 weeks ago. And I will last week, Yanukutan, what they better. And what the same place. Me pacho, Okasana will be a ding, and idiom.
You're not correct.
At the gun of one tear says, I buy President Mahama Bano, you will be different political willa. Papa, yes, was say, you don't want here at you. Media all kasan watchre Ghana watchre say omo ba ye 1.5 year na me mo ebo abaso na ebo year some intervention bi opa 1.5 year e no mo de ban eto ye fe mining so na mining no ye de to so no obi an wa no ye mining asem kese ne say ekosi sen eja e me kosi sen I was high intervention now. Okay, you know, Sabrina Mwana. Your friend is a local government minister. Beka say your friend is an MMDC is near the day. You the ban out to the end so almost a kwam to galamsey. Sabrina in an swimming in any must say. Sabrina in and your friends are environment minister. Beka say so just are guiding galamsey site in Krumasi. And see what you not see no. Mo record the mujatu one say. Dog, no memo hano. Your forest reserve no. Ya check ye kese. Ye can galamsey. Ye can mining biano. A bel bian wall buy ya say. People have got the gas. Say you bull right your forest reserve. See you could to mine. And your man bounce on a most satisfied record. Movie ya no dia ya Ghana for ya say. And I must have regularizing no. What them rat tire to say. Obian to be called forest reserve you go to. Not as a mono, Yansasina, yes, sir, no. A yamo de, and I must say there be, must say, my idea. They say, Musanko forest anymore. No analysis, that this is what we need to situate the analysis. Baby, assassin, why you don't food, you know, or must say, assassin, you know, and people are buying, say, go up, Quapano, Quafo. What the cacre we don't quite, Munko forest anymore. And this Hannah Montuna no mutu. And I President Mama, yeah, campaign. And you catch a Ghana for say, Montrapa my. Your boss, our forest reserve now. Any can say ye bon what they say, ye go a mining, even legal mining pono. Yen ye ba ye be trasadi. A bra one more 8 years no query yano. Ghana phone say when she say na wapem. Bibi any hobium. And a man Ghana for the pressure too, so say declare state of emergency because one man move fear what social contract now man for no call you know if you want to never be yet. Galam say is swinging I say yes I say what say in forest reserve. And it want to me young one shedia and a declare state of emergency upon that basis and a Ghana for call here. And I yes ye dia no disem too and telephone. Dog baby I men no anya den say. In our engagement with Ghanaians, our main contract with Ghanaians is based on the manifesto. And no na Ghana for bet na reference. O share your manifesto ni mu a. Ye messages are ye catch Ghana for say ye de ba be ko tia galamsey no me patcho yanka state of emergency wo. That is the and only etino o share your manifesto ni mu a pointer ye ma 8 bullet points. Na me boss toto. 8 bullet point number 1 you can see about buying new mining in forest reserve. Dog, Agya Kwabena yes ade na say anye. Nkomo ni edi.
Na me tie.
Ban on your friend saying forest reserve. Yam ban no. It will be no bet call forest reserve. Ya ban. Number 2. Ya buy ye man one single license. So obi fan ko mining. And also so ya buy ye can blue water guard at the tre omanfo. And our approach is different. Me bana me tie me say you see cano. And then go to the river Ankobre, go and check the door. River gas and what blue water gas no omo nam ho nyina kosi. Enti no be bia wo be ko bia no bia be ben ho bia no omo ye whistle blowers. Omo ma operation for no eyi say enkofo bia hu nkofo bi ope no operation for na ba. And ya creeping nkofo ni nyina galamsey fo ni nyina free sa area ho. And then ensuo na ni eden etie. Ebo kasa na o kasa bi say ye kenyina ye nyina ensu so kase Ghana for petu ye mu say ensuo na ni eden ete. Yen sas na ye den ye protect it. Yen forest na ja ye den ye protect it. Enti number 1 na ye forest ye protect no. Ya ban mine na wo hono. Number 2 ye ma obi asoso license onye den onkwanko ye. And number 3 you see machines ni ade no excavators no ye kroma na ehun say 900 excavators wo manya ataba na wo matu. And no finance minister oko your friend say parliament oko reading na yi and odi share mu 900 excavators a obu seize ye no at the end of the day you say 500 ayira ye hu ba bia excavators nya ataban and then you seize excavators no what we do ne say ye the assemblies the yes no ayem pese o manfo no be use no e champagne and no to me fan communities o mo dey go dey the use of champagne here for mining it would dia on pese obi abekwa no hye no. And then you no ya samba na yesi debi operations na ye no you deploy soldiers no so they no come task force ni ade no what they were doing was knee jerk reaction oko operations for no co forest wa omoko pamo mu wi na omoko ade e beti no be ko na fufuro akwa kogubo eti die sisi na mo ayetu na ma wa ne say sa operation forces ni nyina no ye come mo permanent stay in the forest eti yen ko ye say ko uko yo operation ni akofie ukofie be 2 days 3 days na go fana ta kwa omokotena ho enti eye permanent stay ye bia ye ne asa ba ne yesi da bi ye be declare ho no nyina security zone. No, when a place is declared I'm out for case you can shoot to kill security terms no there are so many ways to kill a cat dog. You can't just say to shoot to kill. By a declare honum say a security zone, go and see. We are them call security zone ho. And we are making it a permanent decision. The political willingness, strategies, no, you makudo. I don't call that strategies. And the family and friend strategies no you see na anko ye no. Do ko hwese de ye papa John mama se se ne ma no. Ani nsunsanso eba e chesa ban papa ba papa bi e wo sa opepa ne se ade we ye nko. Mini e bo no oka Naumos asem. I am telling you they have come to stay. And if you want try them. The operation they are doing there no. You see emergency situations demand certain emergency actions. But it is not every emergency action that yields results. And nothing na president mama catch or man for say, Ghana for mon come to me. So state of emergency na mo kano. Munya what mama. Me want me strategies. My strategies now me use no. I know the end of it. Semi failure, then my result last will be the state of emergency. But I'm saying what did you want me say any na muntu a me to ni muntino. No money time. Na mo hwe say me si akon ade we. Na se me kokwanim e ye fie nwotwe na mo e boso me nwotwe na mo no. Contract no so e 4 years. 84 years contract. Now 8 months pen na me wa ba mu a. At least mo ma me exhaust me strategies no. So strategy no enko yi a. After 2 years then you can call for state of emergency. You know me in the first year. I'm a strategy how the end of the first year and can analysis be and can report be end of year. Near review. Near cash strategy ya the bad this year no. And ye until we are proposing to do this. And the president said that be kind of for more shame and I'm on to a midway. And then I'm no say adia many one of the intervention is a cooperative mining. Do you know why? Maybe first certificate south. Your honor na new month one. A certificate south, a certificate north. Kenya say. If you are mining, will be me free. Now, dear man, Galamsey yes, community for no call ever critique one so call your Galamsey and say, may throw me home area. Mining concession a casino new month ne war. And the community for no concession no, I legal. Almost bit like a dear. They resort to the critique no. Eti baby omoya Galamsey ni nyina no new month concession area o new month dia and aban ne say anti say na moya de no ene ma ban me bam new month me ne mo bedi nkomo mo concession na da kwa nkofo fa kwatire no moya Galamsey no me pese me sisa Galamsey na no kwan eti dia me ye ne say mo concession na so aban dibi na ye de ama community for no community for mo ye Galamsey munya Galamsey no momra mo form kuokuo aye fa ne cooperative mo form kuokuo na me maban me de nimdifo a omakwa dare wo mining mu e ba ne ama mo nkyerɛkyerɛ ne nteteye a mo betimi aye mining no in the legal way and the best practice enti said ye be ya ye be so ebo baako ye de akum no ma mienu ni sentine say number 1 ye betu Galamsey na se number 2 baby omo ye Galamsey ni na mabunu Ghana fo na ye adwuma no wuyi omo firi ho no omo no aduane na ekobo omo enti alternative measure ne den cooperative no so ye be make sure say mo koye ne mrakwa so enti the same concession na new month for one ye different one o the same concession no ene ye kati bi ene ye de ama community no edu kwa mo certificate south aye konka same area ho no ma ye see sir concession ya what this area no new month ya de de ama community no ye set committee e wo the various security apparatus no the various opinion leaders no chiefs na ye ka so ye ma chief of ahemfofo ni mbramu ni ade no omo nyina na be form sa cooperative committee no ne ya hwe ne ye de nkofo na ye form kuokuo edu kwa me ho no ma omo nkasemu omo romoso omo ntotoro so sa communities ni nyina no ekuokuofo ne ba na ya ma omo license no from the committee ye mo omo wi a ne de omo fantetiemu enti ade no de nipa no awia ne ho se okwa ye Galamsey because abana de se na betoa ene ono soso wo emra kwa so obesu afa so ayi fa ko
wonim se Ghana ha ye se ye bibia ye de mra na ye
yes
ede na kire se odipa no woma ne kwan so nkokọ ye na adwuma no o ye na adwuma no pepepe adwuma bi o ye ka construction work ye ma obi ka kwan so nya no wa ye kwan no basa o si dan asa ede na kire se ya mo be employ the same thing say
we be an intelligent question your fair be who watches the watchman adia na nhihye na ye de makoto do say ye set committee e wo district ho committee na ye set no e ye nkofo ade bia o kasafa Galamsey hayo etie kwa district chief commander e wo honom national security e wo honom ye wo chief e wo honom ye wo minerals commission rep e wo ho ene ye wo nalep for almost rep e wo honom and ye wo all other bodies ni wo ho mo na de bia mo kasa se galamsey ni haye se mo ne de makoto committee na no aban so from National Coordinating Council any Minerals Commission ebe monitor this committee from every district enti moduma na mo ye no responsibility ne de asamonsa tinma tobi bape mo sa committee mo ne be ko dem responsible because you say ansa na wo de license no be ma sa ekuo we no you will lay down legal processes I was a sa kuo no mo fam ansa na wo de license na mo enti se ye ba na wo ma ekuo license so mo koye cooperative mining na wo mo mfa nhihye no mo ntetie mu a we are holding you people responsible. And that is the structure and system and this government is bringing. I am telling you, Agya Kwabena, say yes, so Lance and Natural Minister, ano, yes, so na esheya o mo de bani abanse share de bano. Mechanical say this galamsey issue we are going to fight it head on.
Okay.
Coupled with the operations of the NAMOS, no.
Okay.
Omo be go everywhere. And then say me no ka say you about the Bowura forest. 44 of the forest reserve. Therefore, mining in galamsey zone. Yeba ye na 9 of them were red zone I want to make ho. Yet me reclaim is anyway. Na yes had in the almost you kwa forest no more year. I was see young crash so my say. And she say no monto we no is going to yield a good result. The minimum can do. Let's say they should support the measures because what you fail and I can afford it to me now my year.
Okay.
More supporting Sishana here kono. I don't come and sit here and I can forecast say why yeah because we have no yeah necessary say go and declare state of emergency.
You know
have the moral
some when they come there say some they can ko ne yom ho.
Yes.
Aha na scenario dey be hu chale.
Of course.
That the can say me ofia say say ye dey any 4 and a share MPP e wo ne ma hodo bi hu a.
Ye dey
8 and the share ND so. Ye nye ja ho e ma sam kofa ya se de ya ma ye do bebi a ye duro no. Enti se mo aka ye tie na so no still na no ye wo kwese sa hodo bebre we si ebisa pa san se ye nim se ade no bra e bi a mo se mo ye no aban bi ye so oye no ne pa bofo bi so na machire ye ne ma wodo bi de twitwa aban na montu mu ye hwe se mo so mo de ba kokosi sen ana ye wo 25 minutes ye obe 35 minutes ye beto en common so na galamsey sem ni say ye exhaust almost 2 hours on that nti yenko ye hwe one issue na yan fan sorry so yen hwe mu demonstration na mokoe no say yensuro ehunehu na demonstration sifa me sa say adien ne nyina so poten ho na be say ye de commission efi nyina so poten ti a mutu ne din say yensuro ehunehu na wan ehunehuna mo wan ehunehuna no no ti mo de sa eto so na mo ye ho ye kire nso
yo Agya me meet me for 1 minute.
Okay, no problem. Me 7 minutes why
I'm meet me be 1 minute back kitwa bi
alpha kwesidia
o kasa den ahodi mu ye and this for the propaganda
obi on the side kasa
propaganda de on the kasa but aban ba kono aban ne ko na enye ono na obetu yefo ontu na aban ne fo.
Okay.
Aha omo buy omo promises some be remove LI 2462 omo nyeye. President Kabio, I won't interject, don't worry. President Mahama, and Mutu, or a press conference, or see Galamsey, no, see a benefit. Right now, after all, Yensu no almost say no. And he went on to talk about how much in Jeffrey Galamsey, and say, in other words, we're put to profit ahead. Of our lives. Or say, after all, no gold board, no more come about gold board. So I'm talk Galamsey near you, I'm talk Galamsey go. And he went on to say, after all, you so near you know almost say now, then Ghana was in ya a good year no home fast. That's what he said. And we share a Kasaya Miniaka all about a Yanko Braya or Makakucha picture, no, a baby no Makucha. We have other pictures. Much said that Kucha baby a year in a Modia Babe Dada Ghana, and we will prove this very soon. But having said that, Yenina Ghana for when na mon nam ka kwan ho. Galamsey you two when ni one so sovo. Mining in forest obi Joy News echo mining ya yet petrol filling station only two then they oti hanom say why stop mining in the forest. You won't even remove airline now and allow for mining now. Ni try say be regulate ade na e cost ni ahwe ni year system na e problem no. You told all Ghanaians all be remove sa airline no. Besi ne omo table yi they are trying to now modify airline no from 2462 to 2463. Epeso omo finally way bi no omo continue. They are not stopping anything. One am kai kwa ho a ye tu galam say ye nie was stopping no. Nti nipa ni wu e wo Ghana ha. In the meantime Namon train Nyambotre Emma Yenuane. We are even at the stage. You mentioned Nana I'll call you. I mentioned you will losing about $6 billion to illegal mining nominee at the day. We're on track. See your cocoa, you bet me a banano. You blacklisting even your gold crown. You see most of the places now you're torn. About 90% of them to certain countries are hono as a almost dirty gold no omo ye okay kakra with it. Many of the countries now omo ye stricter with environmental laws. You go to most of it is going to Arab countries. So what you say? So yanhwe ye ne twen na nkrofo no omo dadan so omo ye we and then so na niate no ne ade. So na niate a enka agona ya agona de she hon massive free. Agona konyako. They can't even get your friend is saying the dam to work anymore. Meanwhile, oh catchers Yenyabotre for what? Nanado, what President Mahama said 4 months or best over the Galamsey issue, you know, say a complex. And then what Hanomo, when say must stop at the end. And yet no correct because Ghana for Nam Kakwa or Muhusa the end because and nobody is stopping them. Water guards, no. As far as I know, my withdraw water guards.
From where?
And yet a friend is saying, Yame, and a cassis are water guards, and Yeduma. Oh, my withdraw now. Yes, so your friend is saying, 9 months in as to say,
water guards for me for so far, me one say, Joe.
All I'm saying is that the bottom line and it say, Jane Timmy train, Emma, omu a good old time near day and son any per wuni aduane ase ne yakwako ba ne ye neoma ne ade and son ya shase fight it at the end more seriously. You start by stopping the thing first, then we take stock and sana ye nhihye e de akonyes wo ye nhihye bi aye nyina ye hu. Meanwhile dams ne water dams ne ade nyina say te se ne aye nsu aye. With respect to this issue about and all those things. To me, say selective justice in the Ghana for there is selective justice going on in this country. A judge here work retirement he cried to me boldly say no crap party practically no ye war one set of rules for ye omo power any omo kano a different set of rules and what they call retirement. But that's the tone our government is set here. You have an IGP who says so arrested a Chief Azoka. Ubie who arrest no ha. And so yet me arrested near any bail. Where omo ye no ubie no evidence. Meanwhile no prepare the okoye no. It's one of the most egregious offenses that have happened under this government. Fancy comedy or when it shows so ena obi ka semwa emfata. I won't repeat it here. Immediately he obisa woni akron so on withdraw no apologize. And yet most the mutimi ehwehwe nkofo wo mo chiwo mo de handcuff gu o nsa for what a lawyer for to say the minority leader was saying say at most a year a misdemeanor kind of offense when it's so if it goes on, it proceeds on to court, and yet the handcuff for guninsa ama police fwash riot gear ewu krum ha. President doesn't comment on it and ankofo ye na omope wo ye MPP ni ana wo ye obi a suspect say wo no ye MPP ni ye one set of justice are ye the mouth and they are aiming mostly at people in the media space. Because already, Omafa 78 million and Womo Sheno, Jubilee House just for propaganda.
Me person church they may be mu yewa mama kakra. O say they kind or more 2 sets of rules and laws at the ma again. Person church mu emra hudo minu no ene de wa hin na hen for the didi wo mu.
Enye emra ne de se emra ye baako. But emra no enforcement. Okay. So what you say, and I gave examples. I mean, I don't need to give every single example. Yen nyina ye wo ha eni hu so obi yeso akwa also obi IGP corrupt. We were all here. Manasseh Etroye say former IGP Apietu was a castrated pig, and all he did was apology, be near half apology when it was all said and done. When Abonye Kokan say IGP near corrupt because senior on arrested Azoka nominated, he gave name reasons in Tia no way or Kasa. So if you even have to arrest him or you have to call him for questioning and all that, is that the way? No, Ghana 4 are not happy with this. And we have in Penny 4 Iowa Kromha to say some Jonah Ekujna your friend is saying Rotary Club ate me my speech said there is a culture of silence. Nanado, Bejo Bogana for you. Those days, media for near ye, some more can be bracoji juma under this government.
I hear for then no more can one can ya we can see no what we can see no we try to make
say during the Nanado government media for I gave one about Manasseh. They have Baby, I mean, Castle on Waji Juma. But I'm saying, say people spoke at that time on what they compare. Who share Papa Cry friend is saying, Nyetune Jonas, the other one, near Obaya, Omo Edena Court, Supreme Court, Aquaco releasing Kevin Taylor. Now Kevin Taylor pa ya charge no bench warrant edaleso no watimi aba ami yetimi escort na mane the Supreme Court no arrest and so yetimi hwehwe nkrofo fie aye nyina ye hu on social media police for a bracing nkrofo a security fence no many ade just almost hwehwe obi to send you ni akro no sebe wakokumu nipa. This is what is going on. It's not right and the media is not talking. They say media no
kasa media is not talking now patch say nye media platform so na wa kasa.
Wow, and na make say we share the rate at which nkrofo can say culture of silence. What for some Jonah ekujina Rotary Club etimi ekasa freely about a culture of silence. Obi a we very much connected to the PNDC era. Etimi command speech say there's a culture of silence. He was free to talk about the culture of silence.
What kind of branch be me? So I remember Sabra na former IGP Dr. Kufudamparawo. There was this guy I think I don't know so chuma na bibisa because he knew Sophia. Emma Okokan bibi edefa IGP hu na mampeni hu ema yache no as you speak they jail for 4 years.
Sure. Nanu ya so ya jail papa bi wo kaswa for 7 months meboa a wo kokwa bi.
Wo share in some omo kan ye no ene asotwe de ma wo mo no a wonyi ni se unyo ayi se obi a wo ya abranti a wo afi na wo fro na wo ba no nkasa ni bi wo ho a wo te a Mimi say maje me share wo bra men kan boni bia me bu baby ansa na ya sore wo hwe se de esi kasa fa no a
dabi ye kasa ne nye.
Okay.
And you know ye nya ban if the founder of that party ankasa admonish omo kasa omanim so omadane omo no eti say acid NDC for. He said that.
Why say acid? Why say
Rollins I say your friends say babies with sharp teeth. That's the government. Many of the babies with sharp teeth are holding very sensitive positions in this government. And you know, sa kase twi ene kasa yaw ni ade no enye ne shase. And those people who are now who can't read, I gave the example of Fanti Comedy. Omo we no masaye propaganda they are to newspapers to say Fanti Comedy, who I know, whom Dr. Baumia office a couple of times. He goes there. And you know, omo ye no ni omo ye ni we no. Omo twa picture say Fanti Comedy akọ Dr. Baumia. Dr. Baumia hagi obi a sebi che say okase atwi.
Wanko.
Oko, but I'm saying say no, ade a wo ye no. Ade a wo ye no, ne wrong na dia wen. Wo media space. No obi kasa enye. Ede na obeye. So ube e was so uka nanim. Now man no apologize and now withdraw or both. And that's what the man did. Now my propaganda say Dr. Baumia encourage Dr. Baumia send you kase. President Mahama it me catch say Dr. Baumia he should not be stupid. Stupid. He used those words. Mahama.
God.
Yes. So I say so why the kasa if you tell away and you know all I'm trying to say is say you can selective justice now. You can say kasa IP and kasa enye no eye bibia ye foaso. No. All we are saying is say nipa kasa ye. Nipa nye ni ebe ma oman no ebe ko nanim yen we focus on substantive issues.
Okay.
Senia wo hwe senia meme ye medie sa pepepe na MPP for do na tie eye we num no ma no den no omo wo acid teeth and babies with sharp teeth omo culture no. But having said that, so obi kasa na obi ye bibia enya eni si ye treaty ebi mo different. Ni ye ti obi a bench warrant dan so ni yetimi akofa no airport ni ye de ne ko ni ye jai. Then in another breath,
you can say
Kevin Taylor
bench warrant do the panel so and I didn't airport ni jano.
Yeah, then the Supreme Court
for processes be mu mamrana and he says
no tieni ye men for
maybe be some question me for so
ya make can say onipa no ye den and obi a bench warrant e da ne so it me free airport e ba be she Ghana ha for a long while answer it me walking in freely to the Supreme Court and ye kukuja no ho. He's supposed to be have been arrested. Yet and yes are buying for national security no near you know more den ekitani. It's not right. Who we are na obi o hwehwe keke for questioning. Because waka bibi fata keke. No wako na we bracing a security fence no money ade. No, it's not right. It's not right and it's selective.
Me that's it. My main question answer my question na ye me dey doc awie question which ye ehunahuna demonstration so ehunahuna demonstration se fa ama hweso ahodo bi na kire say like I mean say mu selective justice atemu no mu ye yimu ene nema etisa den ti na say mu ye yimu wo bra munum say mra no so no you see everyone is equal before the law. Ye nyina mra no obi nso nche mra no.
Of course.
Na mo ye ne mabie ma obi hu say we dey enche den tweye.
Eja me da say
7 minutes. Me man 7 but so dey almost
nti mame ema me nua anti ase say emra eyemra. Osi die ntina osi yen repeal airline. It's very important we set the record straight. Before say ube repealing law, it's a process. Won't get it, I'm saying, after repeal the law. You see, sometimes MPP for no, what the bonnet? Airline, what now the other two? And I make us say, Mon come in moral fortitude, be as a uncle who come with me. What is almost we have better Ghana force on a Ghana force and the president Mama tells us he's had you with and a listening president. O tu na mwa ye de beye sade we wo de ade no ba wa ba betena and I wo nipa so. Can you imagine all this? And sometimes that come away no you can't massage it. It's not worth it. Oh, and ka sebio mo money wa dia kakra na nkan come away duru sade ho no ma nka bi kura ade a wo kan ya wo line one de ba
And now the by nine no so
na fa boss boss ayade ne yade no wan tie wona tie me ba na yen ya ba one guess what no masemo a was minister na table de ko that means a step has been taken as about better na oka and I make tell say it's a law. You don't just get up to what we repealing law. You need to go through process. Through process. I know now the Bible and I the law the Bible. No, yeah, ordinary. Ordinary. No, if I couldn't move, was ordinary. Sana yoka. Adiano. Want to me and you move for penny paper. Na montrasi. Monsia said yes, yadie. You toss me on patrol. Blue water gas. Homu go mu yejuma. Baby, I will not say when near my free and patros. Sometimes you fact check some of the things. Omu gusu omu yejuma about 1,000 of the blue water gas and you do omu yejuma. And when you fact check kakra, now we go different. And who na match us so be about. And Americano, men can say river and cobra yache say ni mo tie yes in so be any matter. Hey, young people for dear. Hey, step kakra up. Again, I didn't know ye and a kakaka, but make us say, yeah, tree a bino, bumbe, and a yo, baby, I hear Susan so man, yama baso, and not the dim crunch sababa, and in the amount 20 year my year, and kind of fool, you never results now, yepen. Now the abega, and tell me, Casaminian people. You don't have that moral right. So, what is a dog mokasa? Yenwe bomo kasa mombaki omo ye bo backing vocalist we three the dog mo kan ye fuaso aban muntu amo nye ye nyina wo se ye die mhusem ye boaboa na wasa de potopoto ye ya de ya ye die ni enye ni ye na so enya to fa to afi na wo abegina na to twa yam dia aja ave de ye nko o si de ye nsuro de am be before na ga
na so am ehunu one example so be be
one say na me catch is keep fit na che ọmọ yẹ jẹ na keep fit ache di ọmọ fa mo se sa break ye ye mnya ye ni nye keep fit ache
Julius di ni
ya ọmọ yẹ keep fit ache ọmọ go position no enti ọmọ yẹ se we ni nye keep but ye no wan say ona keep fit na wo ye no na mo de akoye we ton ni we no sometimes ọmọ ma yes sa ni mo kakra so I will be out you when you break or cancer my fear ye could do on my monsieur we no boy day red boy day do one casana with tears and man one who said they have deviated from their purpose they have no reason it's now busemi your pass but dear potting bem pa na omo de koyes keep fit no because the keep fit na we ye demonstration e could yes say ebu say red na boy day ọmọ mọ ẹ ní etí tv afẹ díẹ̀ yẹ nyina akora na ade na bọ episa sẹ na ade na mo se yẹ di afẹ di agoda ne wi tọ ni ade ade mi tie ọmọ earlier on no ọmọ kan se bi o se ọmọ nuanu ma ọmọ kan ene ono kasa obisa no oje tum se nsemhu a ye keka o tv so ni ade na ye ya na o se ye eti omo keka nsemhu awo tv so social media so ni ade emra no ego after them and now feel so omo mpanifo bi a omo fa omo position omo wone amanom ntu omo tu yeso ebi omo ani sika na se afa kwatikwa so ma omo na boka ye go after them and omo say ye harasi omo eti omo ko kefet na kam ya ye say MP before they have not come to terms to why a Ghana for to about ya because one of the key points a Ghana for share ni man now to share your friend say Musa Danko akoye report to be or say you rating above from do you know the basis of say you rating above from Ghana for say MP before we dig Ghana for sika no yanche wo mo enu nti no president mama mo say wate o mati Ghana president mama rate so enye bibia o Ghana for akoma so ade kese ne say president mama titi MP before mo di sika I am telling you I listen to the man straight off also because of Orano I entity amanfo ni nto
Orano mo nche
anu na tie me bai hambo tie you started investigation process no pono I investigating Jamagun to me Skytrain national service no and have people for sorry say you cook fit adaya ye no investigation process impo MPP4 ko kefe say you no no na ye do prosecution ye tete amanfo oguma e pa no mbego ebo ni busa question o say Ghana fo e su say ye che dog Ghana fo bi no say ye che with prosecution
Maka Ghana for
that in fact you are one of the ardent advocates say young prosecuting them.
Yeah.
And now you process of investigation and I am sorry say we are harassing them.
Na just kofo obi wo.
I am full why obi wo ni ade.
Yes, osem kofo.
I have guide. Security has so many strategies of attacking people. Let me tell you before. So security agencies no ebe you should approach be out when say you radical no. There has been some step taken now, it has failed. Now your friend be your friend classified information. And some of you know open up entro. You know sometimes some of the people they go after the attempts they make and some money omo. The point is that nipa na de na wa ye no. E yo kwoti kwaso anase ye kwoti kwaso. Am for kwotena TV so, tell radio so, hide behind social media, hide behind politicians, hide behind political parties. Ni aboma for ntrene. Ni a threaten am for life. Or in the name say Oko police station, ye de no to prison. Flag bearer bi betia friend wo fon so. Ye free prison, obekwa ko share flag bearer bi. Enti was our backbone no amotimi tena TV so tena social media etwetwa yampia rough president mama buy any security agencies no you see the sanity eba system no discipline any eba system no everything we are doing the security agencies are doing they are following due process so would be won tia pe ekotia ope go to court and until court no wo ho no me nyan hwese obi me ba say national service fool na about 800,000 yes wo ye go sensamanfo dog wo sa de no amanfo ko adwuma so akakra o medi krompo mu nya sometimes national service personnel no o mo sika na ye de mo no ponetimi che na yes ye tumi be 5 months ye nti o mo ka 6 months ye nti o mo ka say ni nya na nsamanfo ne de mo na 548 million Ghana cedis akodi nsamanfo ghost names. Now you go after omo di enzika koma nsamanfo a mosomo ko kifet. Edi enti na ye haraza mo nkofo.
Okay.
Obi akodi sika say obeye sky train.
Me da say.
Sky no ye hu, train no ye hu, $2 million ayira. Dok ye ko akohwehwe nipa na $2 million no o de fa hia ye hu train, ye hu sky, wo se wo ko kifet ye haraza mo. Utrimu fita inti amwonko
me da se
se muni se muni boni a munya na mrane na monko na Ghana fo akode kese o mo twen e wo president mama ho se obema ora na ye adwuma but my last point president mama share Ghana fo nkura se mu kama kuma ntum yem
me da se
investigation crop na mo ko ayi na ye start prosecution na eti me person ye exhausted the due process asana prosecution aba said ye be ya o mo nko another kept fit
me da se ebo ayi ya hwe se obia wo ho kwan se ebia na mabi nko yi a otumi voice ne out enti okwan ba ko mo so atena se hunu se ade aban ne ye na aya yimu enu nti no mo ye bibia etisa oka bobo nipa hudu bi din se but ye hwe wa se yesi ye pese de emra adwuma ekoba se bibia de bibia metie me ye de bi na senye yesusu se enye na semra ne mi edia esese ma emra ne ye na adwuma na se esese akanifo na sempanifo bi ewa akire no so mu influence ede eye na ma bi san se utie interviews how de bi e course a se ko bi bai ko ne bai ne da bress sign ene na se fo sign marketing keten utie san sem na wonyi ne se ehye nkura se okay me so meye na se meye na se ka se bi a me party A party B a pani bi o ho betumi afafo afre ofre abibia me hye no e be treat me well e be sa me dabre ama me so betumi ai enti no e be hye krofo nkwa ma matumi aye nyama etete sa na yen hwe the way forward sima ensia
ija no kwasam ni de oman bia wetumpun bia no oye embra o mo ye adwuma oman no mu
yes
all the advanced countries say amana ye kokko bobo se wo ho ye kokka sawo na aze nyina no wanye amana sunku bia wan sene he ne bibia la difference anye de dam amana no was mbra ye adwuma nti se mbra ne se menye damazi na se ya onye for mbra kwa no se president o prime minister MP mbra no ma mbra nyurezi
enka France man penny Sarkozy mo jeli 5 years said the campaign sika no dey be Libya
and intina also there OSP yen petitioners are coming don hwehwe da ma 300 pick up na Dr. Bawomiasi was my MPP fun no source you put in the source be bring the miskan nti asema kan aka to na asem no do the obehia the also the omani mbraye juma nti say e man your former president na Akufo-Addo okay interview and we be saying there nkofo se wa bani or tete nkofo or ha nkofo na e wodenka o say me ma ban nya ma ban na mom ye wo agencies no onye institutions where the mazin who na where the management onya me ma ban say eye bona nya ban onye uzi oye wo agencies na ze na onye uzi ma se police say yoko sabezo na onye uzi pepepe na sokoban de your man say politician bi kayaze na say aze no ye na say onye from Brakonda MPs too ufi parliament MPs ya traba mo hono do wonko parliament no wonka ye adwuma wonka shambra na wonfa ye na asem fonko na wonfa bisu mfam brefie no dem MPs wutu ufi parliament ufi adwuma ye za amodo won ye na wakati na car kwem de kindergarten student because aban ni obi afam Brakondo onye mizi pepepe de mambra ne sin no owa e shambra o parliament if parliament akati na car kwem de ma ye kindergarten student ewia na se oye hunahuna dem de obi aban free there and also agency be free there awo the musimosi our questions be also there ya no because in zama chira there was scabi mo wan aso itu na mo be da ma na mo no onye ya na mbra no onye bo ibra nti bi nsem ya no na se wofra wa ese ehunahuna no je there say politicians na say wie sika de na sense about na our covering no because watch what you have your people to do demonstration for you have your people to go and maybe some even go on a hunger strike for you only azar say you yifi ho na ma mbra nyin kofu politicians. I've said it, the reason why corruption is rising in our part of the world in there corruption yen expensive enough so we as in waka dem 30 years 40 years in some kofu you guys are about ho look at issues all back. I mean, national service issues here what be we trying money. Na say we inviting conference we hold no one. And the moment in pomo even the director general of national service one penny nampo Agya Kwabena. Aban one gasa party one more akonye there I will by head of national service whatever authority or sabazi. Also say a volunteer.
Serious.
Nti o tere wucho sika sronko sika was a month in pobutu atwa nipa by 170 something one national service allowance a month the manzemi nyina akodo say was ku yi nsama no na ko kire kwana efado was addition wonsa o mani sika nyina wo nkoti wie gu kotokum addition we busua wototo trade na abrochi mo ye bufu mpa ina sika no wie won fa ntna Ghana o de ku gu abrochi na abofo wo ze won economy ye ina say we far wa SAE but man ka say mencho MPP when a demonstrations they will do more. Do you know why? Nchene na bi ofeli as organizer in the last election Mustafa Feli nti wo pe face saving AEB elections roba nti yin bi no nchire there we are still around nti these demonstrations here ebo won pobuto demonstration because wo pe face saving strategy accept one because maybe he wants to go from organizer to the first vice or second vice or third vice chairman. Mustafa also want to go up. Into when there say me fail in a sense man ye na say zala me popular za. Now no man fa kono bi do. Look at the hair abazi yesu ehunehuna. Hey, na ehunehuna ya abazi. De ehunehuna yi there. abranteɛ ba man ahye brase e use o platform and then nkɔfo ba platform down sabi nsɛm a yɛntumi repeat one wɔkeka na sɛ dama abranteɛ no nkɔfo akeka nsɛm a nsɛm to the extent there is maka there a bit too on your effrontery on your platform. That should tell the nature of the platform. To say there, man penny na put then you book the channel. I mean, and I said the Mazi send us a phone or question one. That's what you until we should allow our children to learn from these people. This is social media. My child can easily be on TikTok and chance on some of these things. And we want our children to learn from these people. And you say we should not question them. I have said it. Listen to things Abonye says. Sefa will never do it. Sefa will never say that. Yet Sefa will hardly openly condemn that. You see, when people do the wrong things, John Country one.
Okay.
Sunday, we wonder. Genocide, we see. Or young Kofu, when I some cutting radio, do not as a kind. No, the Damuntu Konzebe. It is in Yakonya there. Say social media abo. Say normal media you. That's a kasa. Kasama sabi. After Makanasa, Ozzy Kruye, Ozzy Kanko, Ozzy Puntu, Ozzy Bowman. No more Kansama.
Radio Harbor.
Ozzy Harbor, but that's what you dealer. And that's one who
Good ass.
Say that say Huna and Obama sanity. Waba Ghana. Social media, Jumaza, and one who know Nama.
Good ass. Doc, yes, sorry. Football ben yes here de my ho essence dan asama me kokan am say me konya asama me for me no tun say na man for gary na asenti no say yente sa Ghana yente sa yantete yesa enti yesua ne mahudo bi a ensese yesua ye ne mahudo bi a ensese ye on Ghanaian. And then also say as leaders of political parties. Said the beya and concoma say, when we dear no, I bet dying politics of ideas into politics of insults. Politics of so be so be dear go be who fin I support Nipano a good animal supporter. And no, and this will share ideas move be who say we social media ye can China for the promoter Munuma Moye. Indonesia for my crisis I think Indonesia one of this country everyone what so they will be the second largest cocoa producer in the world very soon. Indonesia it's in the bro money abre so mo dey wan social media na project o money ma no na ye dey say niam afutubo na de ba mensa me ansa dey sorry
me dey me ansa pe
from 7 to 63 as the go football
o dey asempe tie ti
oh say yeah cause agrefo because as a sociologist one say if you entity hu hia pa na if you entity enso na ma che yesu ni ban because obia Ghana one advantage you want say e be Ghana for nam bia yitimi hu Ghana for omo danso e woni ma bibiri mu na ye areho say Ghana for a ye danso e wo ikru amana ma bibiri ma so ni me ncha of West Africa country be ni ho a Ghana for ibu manitia everywhere Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, Conakry we Ghana ni eno ko a ubu kese ma na ese ye tutu na se na ya reho se wo ba Ghana na utie se na bi ka mo nsem a che se ya reho is as if say obu a ese nyama ye ho kra ye ni bi na ye di politics akala no enti depending on political party who belong to no utbi kanya opebia say atim didie say de gu obi hu fi da bi wo de ma ye nchiro le nka se ko bisa wo ho asem wo benya edom abeta wachi se yenyu efro nti ama emra se na me nua eken wo se ba bia de mra na ye adwuma akwai se Ghana ye lawless country because all kronfo mpo omomo wia oman this all frɛ omo so bisa omu ensem sama the church what ata no ehunhuna political party be na ma ban mu a ye ka so omu hwehwa mo any si wo opposition
obviously MP before a day ehun na wo and MP were opposition obviously then NDC hun we come in at any time of NDC MPP governance e bia nso ranka say ehun na wo now ehun no free it's all because obi e kan your pay obi e ye your pay because we are ubenya edom ama obetai wachi aka say ye ko ho demonstration na say ye ma ho kwan because the democracy Agya Kwabena you mu esi enyini o is as if we are not growing yeah yin no just say obi to be kasa free obi to be obi atem free obi to be wiade free because when say okoche no edin ko to cells no anya bail terms dodo abetai na chi say you know what a lawless country any woman enti Mr. I can say esi enyini your politics no we are say mediocre just say ba mra eye adwuma and Mr. political party for no oh say ene MP before can say it's all because also they did it to the NDC na mpahi and they be ye mamra enye adwuma na unya the political color nyama no pe ni mra ese ye adwuma na ese se ye di court e decide on no ye say ye fi ho na koye party politics ade ye ko pass so a ni kredie pere ye idea any ho because obi ye nipa oba aka kasafi adidi ebi ma tem aka ne omo pe ene obukura political power obukura office obukura position saa so ne ebi abetwa mu mpa he na Agya Kwabena to aso esi enyini na ye politics ye ne ka democracy papa kam ka binya timidi enya otan ni time enya si wotwe unua ewo no kabi ma min kabi adwenkyere tene ewo ha ye che adwene obi a ho kwan obi twa che na adwene oni di atem anaso kasafi bi enwu obi nimu ase anan se no ye ma ye politics enye fe na fe nso be se political party for no wa mo ma ye ba mra no enye adwuma na munyi party asem ni free mu de se mra so de adwuma de fa ho ne nipa beka ye beko agunahuna demonstration mo mra enye adwuma but penudo aye ka se ma mra enye adwuma wo so mra toa wo so saa na so ma ho kwan ma mra so ye den eye adwuma ne ye nyina ye ma mra se na bruche ya bruche aye se ho mra na ye adwuma ma abruche ya bruche ibetma ye Ghana bruche ne anyangopo de adum ye Ghana no abrofo ko buni bi the envious but adwenye de bia meka Agya Kwabena ya adwenye ne se media NDC MPP ne amu ye say papa o enye papa o once am here MPP ni once am here NDC ni de meje betachi that kind of politics no eye mediocre yenyini nye what is right is right what is wrong na mama yemfa Ghana tete ya eye efie tete ya omni atete ye no yemma no kredie pepper ye no kredie enedi wo yade ye mu se basa Ghana be fa eduma pefre o aha ya ni ama Ghana etise ni ayeti hwe mra bi na ekwesi kasa ka se bi na very interesting o bra ye ka friend say galamsa se o say o wan kan da say ye the emergency
state of emergency
etie pa yenko wo bu manifesto mu se ewo mu now che me bi wa hu now so kan see yenko he manifesto na ni ama kan ni wanka waka which means the promises are good wa any manifesto edi anu kan dey propaganda the propaganda is wo man enti no babcho say media ye man ko die ma Paul say yen say o manifesto mu eni mu once wagina edomanim akasa ahyebo no ye ma enya adwuma na saa pepe ye right politics one we say be kokan
me das papa Dr. Christopher Pedro and ananu see na we de ma fa sa ho kwan na men kai ye nyina ye o ha se mo me fa money adwuma ye na ma UDS
okay yes
team no university for we are nyina see akan wo China na Ghana UDS University of Development Study tamale ball no yakọ finance
Yes.
The whole world.
Yeah.
Yes, yakọ finance. It's UDS for
champions.
Yeah, Monty and in fact, many woman I tell them I can say.
Yes.
Aha, so mu win cup no man win cup no. Ya mama mboni adwuma papa makoti Ghana nim. Ama na efe pa anti ya mama mboni adwuma mo ba mo sikoto kapa mo frame. Ameye mo fine pa ansa na mo akọ.
Eja mpocho ansa na me that was a kasa penyin fose penyin kasa penyin gori wi an nso asa. Me birthday be always now order ne birthday oye na yo JB kase no a former DC or chufo etimokwa
asande amame
yeah me always the birthday nti bro happy birthday yakopon onkoda no mbon ba no mo kwatente na po museum na mary ye bia so onye mo
former DC chufo praso
so ntime de mfiro UDS fund e bo ma so ya de efe na me follow mo pa ele do na amanfo enhwe se de eni masiko but said your maya no mash legon phone cry legon so operations manager friend Mr. Abdullah Rashina the home father na saying and your boy na me aho de empire e de man and your friend say
Isaac Karim
Captain Thomas Seafarers for men show mo say president mama won share pa o de ma Seafarers for ejomonka o ma koma
Because happy birthday. I say, I never saw much. I carry minimum. So, Bessie, which one? And I remember Bakwa meaning who grow cry. Mikamus, Mammy Cecilia Johnson. Mammy Cecilia Johnson, Emma Major, a cook. Na Joada Bay, and yeah no mass Christ the King parish cantonment enti Mama Cecilia Johnson between aka say politicians so mu di omo hu nipa wo Ghana ha no ya kasa e kan omo ka oka hu bi ye mu bi no wedidi na se suasua na enti ma manhu na wo de koye na so minum say omode bo abo no wo ma ye so ye dibe ye bebo ye brasa wonte no ho asem bone bi obabi se waye we na se waye we oye politics ana efe yie papa nti na eno no na menua ba ko bi hwe me na oye menua century ni years back na the message aba se minchia yodi asempa Kwame Oware Happy FM o se anopai minchia ACP retired Victor Tano Emano na minchia coach Kwesi Apia coach David Duncan and Fatau Dauda oso chiamu nyina odi asempa so chiamu na fe oso chia Puzu Hayes Mama Candy na fe Mama Mavis osi uchiamu nyina ne anope odi no sema ye wie odi asempa ma ye aha eno menu akuma na adu nso ehwemu ohwe nyina ewo Connecticut US nana anope mi chia wo ne wodofo ene me baba no na fe ne kura no ene eye Mama Janet Aban ene eye wawoda when Aban Janet Aban Enterprise na CEO into obusuanfo ne mani nyina se wo mo ema wo etiri enkwa nti na eno no mama yemfa sida ema aboafo ene onbeboaye na yede dwumadi ebreda mo ase papa se ombesu yemu Dr. Christopher Mpedu by doc medase ebubakwan medase na fe nso no se fa medase kwesi onso medase na fe esutiswe onyina je so na fe Dr. Entry Nana Dr. Entry Buesiako Amua or Director of Climate Vulnerability and Adaptation EPA wono so edi ni nimdi owo ebebeboaye ewudwumadi so nti ye da se da be ma omu nyina ye sori so na make say me fi ha me call myself na ho na yenia wisdom ye na yi na nu achi nso no ni wachi mota me amenu akuma Bismarck Kwabena Jechi do na fra no abe ye be call akukudi na wotweda ene da nti ene de eye padri so hwe yan e da se na mu ye sori so no ma kasa kutu bi ansa ne ye sori se uye abusua bi eje na emma na mame bi no aduane obe eja no sori mame na aduane nye de ena no sori a mame bebi no aduane ho nye fe once na wo ho kwada na eka omotu aduane ho mpia se aduane ne enye na omo ka wie na ukuhu se mame na aduane na omo se enye no o mu delay mu so mu tobia sɛ abusua no bebu o mu sɛn ɛda mu nyina se hɔ ya dom adase na ebehia yakra mu nya